a shit show anyways. We live. We live? We up?
We're live in the meeting. What's up, everybody? It is.
Did my she get in that intro or what?
What's up, everybody? It's the Best Spot Kid Smooth, and we're back with a episode of Playing Xbox that I did not think we were going to do today because we're on the eve of Xbox E3. But there was some news that came out, and I guess we're going to debate about it. I am your host, the Best Spot Kid Smooth, and I got the crew here. We got Chris Righteous.
Yo, what's up? What's going on, everybody? Happy to be here again. Shout out to the panel members. What?
I think that was somebody's speaker.
Oh, okay. But yeah, I mean, shit. This is gonna be an amazing week for me, particularly as a gamer. For me, particularly because there's a lot of games coming out that cater to me.
Mm-hmm.
You got Ratchet and Clank, Final Fantasy, the
that
DLC.
that caters to everyone, brother.
Yeah, but not everybody is gonna be into that. That's what I'm saying. It's like
I am. So I'm with you.
I'm talking about me.
We
also Guilty Gear as well too, but I don't know if I'm gonna pick that up right away at launch because there's so many games coming out. But other than that, the week of E3 is upon us starting tomorrow. I think right is when shit starts kicking off.
Summer Game Fest starts tomorrow.
Yeah, Summer Game. Well, it's Summer Game Fest, E3. All the gaming events are all happening.
Yeah. I mean, we're
so.
This is like Christmas for us.
Yeah, so I'm excited. I'm excited for the shows. I'm particularly excited for Square Enix in particularly because they're supposed to be having some cool Final Fantasy reveals that I'm excited for. And then I'm curious to see what Xbox is saying. I don't have high expectations for Xbox. Y'all can kill me for that. That's fine. But I'm curious to see what they're able to do and what Bethesda shows off and whatever. There's some games that I do want to see, but I don't think they're gonna be there like Fable and shit like that. But we'll see what they do. So other than that, yeah, let's get into it. Shout out to Dre.
Yeah, and that's our guest for today, Notorious DRE, Let's Talk Games podcast very own Notorious Dre.
Hello.
What's up?
What's up, man? How y'all feeling, man? I appreciate the invite. How y'all feeling?
chilling, man. We out here chilling, just getting ready for this like E3, man. There's so much to talk about, honestly, and we're gonna be live
Really
that day.
To be honest, Dre is only here because we probably won't do LTG this week. But Dre,
that's okay.
we'll probably be doing. You'll be joining us for the PX reaction for the E3, right?
Absolutely.
So we'll get a whole lot of Dre this week.
Sure.
So no need to worry there. Old man Logan, what's up,
guys? Planet Xbox. What is this episode? What are we in? 63?
63, and I don't even think I put it in the title.
Yeah, you didn't put it. Yeah,
that's what was messing. I was like, something looks different.
Yeah,
we're on 63.
Episode 63. We are on the eve of all things gaming. I'm excited to see E3. I'm excited for basically anything and everything that's going to be getting shown. This is like Christmas for us gamers in June for sure. I'm glad that stuff's back in a more compact situation than what it was last year, because I thought last year was terrible for the stuff. Like I like everything being kind of announced in one cohesive like time frame versus it being dragged on for months and months and months. So obviously playing Xbox, so I'm excited to see what Xbox has got to go in with their show on Sunday. I got my hopes up. I think this is definitely the year that Xbox needs to prove themselves as a viable platform and a viable system. A lot of that stuff is going to rely on whatever they show, and I just hope that we get a lot of game announcements, a lot of release dates. Ratchet and Clank comes out Friday, so I'm excited as hell for that. And ready to get the show on the road.
My man Dope is Jay with the new monitor.
Oh yeah, so interesting story with that. My first model that I got in, it was defective. It just kept on turning off. I tried a lot of different cables on that and it didn't work, so I replaced that and I got the new unit in. Does 4K 120 perfectly fine on a wide variety of video games that support it. Also does 4K 60 excellent, gets up to 600 nits of brightness. The HDR is amazing. So I've been testing out some games on my PS5 and Xbox Series X. We do have a review coming, so make sure you guys check out my YouTube channel, Dope is J. A lot more content coming soon. I'm just like planning a lot of things in terms of the kind of videos I want to put out. And yeah, other than that, I've just been backpacking Nick on Battlefield like I always do on every video game.
What are you guys playing? Battlefield 4?
5. 5.
Oh, Battlefield 5?
We
Okay.
have 4 as well. I have 4 installed, so whichever
Yeah,
one
I'm
you want
just
to play.
I started on installing Battlefield 4 again. So
Yeah.
if you guys are in the market for doing a couple things here and there, I'd be up.
I'll
to
stream
playing.
it honestly because I want to stream a bit more games off my Xbox and my PS5 as well. So I
Hey
will
Jay,
be
how much
streaming on my. Oh, what's up?
did you spend on that monitor?
How much I spend? It was a
Yeah.
$900 monitor, but I got $100 off because
Oh, okay.
I'm a plug.
I was just gonna say, man, you should just bought the 48-inch OLED, but
So
since you
on that topic about the like getting the monitor versus OLED, my thing is I don't have the space for the OLED. So that's why I
okay.
went with this. And eventually I'm gonna get the OLED, probably like a 55-inch, honestly. But right now I'm like, I need something on my desk setup to play because this is where I'm mainly at. Like I have my two 1440p monitors for my PC, and I have this 4K monitor for my console, so I can get so much done at once, whether it's like having chat up while streaming and like my workflow is just much more better that way, honestly.
got you.
So eventually I'll get to that, but right now, like this is what I recommend for a lot of people who need something at their desk set up. Yeah,
And
my intro.
NickBanks, man, it's been a while.
Yo, what's
What happened?
Uh-oh.
And his mic went kaput.
Yeah.
Nick,
yo,
Hey,
yo,
where you at,
yo,
bro?
yo,
There
There you
back,
go.
back. Here I go, here I go. All right, man. What's going on, everybody? NickBanks. Y'all can catch me on Twitter. You know what I mean? On Xbox at NickBanks1. And I'm just over here, you know what I mean, holding my man Coke Boy hand through this battlefield, trying to get ready.
All right, man. All
You
right.
know what I mean? Playing these you remember when I think it was Yoshida that posted this Dead Gods, the Curse of the Dead Gods. It's a double A joint over the top, kind of like it got a Dead Cells type of vibe to it.
That
Whatever,
sounds
man. Y'all,
familiar, but
oh man, yeah. I mean, anyway, man, game kind of good so far. I'm just getting into it. But other than that, man, you know, I'm getting back into Dark Souls 3. You know, trying to finish that up right now. But
yo,
yeah, let's go.
I'm
Get
still
ready.
waiting for Necromunda to get fixed on Xbox.
Oh,
They
it's gonna
said they
take
got a
minute.
patch. They said there's a patch
They said they're
ready to
waiting
go.
for the patch to go through certification. So
Ah, okay.
yeah, they got the patch, but they're waiting for certifications. And I said, fuck it, I used my Microsoft reward points and bought Sniper Ghost Warrior contracts too. And I actually had a hell of a lot of fun with that game.
I watched some
yeah, I was
gameplay
gonna
of
ask
that.
you, how was
Yeah,
that? How
that,
was it?
It was so
Yeah.
I waited to because at launch that game didn't have for some reason there was a bug or whatever that it was stuck at 30 FPS 4K on the Series X, and they got a patch out finally just a couple days after release to make it full 60 FPS on the Series X, and so I waited to buy it at that point. I mean, I'm liking it. It's like it to kind of summarize, it's kind of pseudo like Hitman, but just in like in a sniper universe. You know, you got these big open areas that you can explore. There's multiple different objectives, and you can choose how you go about doing mission to mission, and then you can customize like whatever loadout you bring in. To the when you go into the mission load up, you can customize like your sniper, your weapons, your whatever you're gonna bring in. And no, I've been having a lot of fun with it. Like each level kind of takes kind of a while. I beat like the second level. It took me like roughly like an hour to go through like all the objectives and stuff in. So there's definitely quite a bit of content in it. My only gripe with it right now, and I don't know if this is something that can get patched, but with the 60 FPS mode, the resolution from afar kind of dips a little bit, so things kind of look very janky when you're just kind of looking at it from afar, but when you zoom in on the scope, everything kind of clears up. So I don't know if that's something that they'll patch up later on, because I mean, it's not like it's a super graphically intense game. I just think they need a little bit more optimization. But I mean, for $40, I'd recommend it.
Yeah, I was looking at it, but like it's typically not my game, so I was just type of game. So I was like, I would wait for probably a sale or a Game Pass, but I am curious to see how the game like looks in performance.
Yeah, like I said, if you like that style of game, I would definitely recommend it. If it's not like if you're not like into stealth and kind of planning how you want to do stuff,
Yeah.
I mean, it might just not be a game for you. I kind of like the Sniper Ghost War games. I've been playing them since the first one, so I was like, oh, here's the second one, or the Contracts 2 finally out. So I don't know if I'm in that minority that that enjoys the Sniper Ghost Warrior games, even though they're kind of like low key, not the best. They're not.
Yeah,
usually
didn't the
best
PS5
polished.
version get delayed?
Yeah, the PS5 version. I know I saw that they had something go on with it they didn't get the PS5 version out, but they're doing where if you buy the PS4 version, you can get the PS5 upgrade when it does finally release.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's just I don't know the technicality of why or what, because they didn't really put out the specifics of what was going on with it. But
yeah, it got
PS5
overshadowed
out.
by the Biomutant info.
So I don't know if I don't know if they have like the 60 FPS mode on the PS4 version that you could play on the PS5, or if that's like something that you can only play at 30 FPS 4K on the PS5. So that was my biggest drawback before I purchased it, and then I saw they put that patch out. So if you like sniper games, check out Sniper Ghost Warrior Contracts 2. It's a very long title.
Yeah, it is.
I was like, damn, dude, it's a long title.
And Dre, I know you just got finished playing a long game.
What's that? Judgment?
Yeah.
Judgment?
Yeah. Judgment was cool. That was cool.
That shit was fire, man. That story was really good.
Yeah, the story was good. Like the side shit was whack though. Like shit was goofy. And
I like some of the side shit. Like
I really like it.
Dude, have you played?
I give it
like
a 9 out of 10 when I played it.
What was that?
Dude, I was wondering if you played Like a Dragon yet, because man, there's some goofy ass side missions.
Nah.
In that game.
But yeah, I mean,
So, like-
it's Yakuza. I mean, Judgment is a spinoff of Yakuza, but
Yeah, I
it's made
just
by the
didn't know,
same
like-
people, so it's gonna have those. Yakuza always has. Yakuza is real serious, but it is really goofy at the same time.
Yeah, I just didn't. I haven't played Judgment yet, so I didn't know.
Yeah.
Like I knew like Judgment was a little bit more on a serious like detective side, so I didn't know if it had like.
Yeah, but it still had its goofiness. Like the like one of the side missions, you had to find like this creepy panty thief that was going around stealing like little
goofy.
like girls.
Shit.
Yeah,
Shit was
but yo,
retarded.
and you're like, oh shit, like what the fuck, like this fucking creep. And then you get into this big epic fight on the roof of the batting cages or some shit like that. Like that shit was dope. That shit was dope. I thought that shit was dope.
I'll have to get into it sometime. I got so much in my log to play. It's just ain't enough time in the world to play through all these games.
Yeah, I know. I'm playing through the Kingdom Hearts collection, and I'm playing through the first one right now. So, because I'm trying to, because actually it was funny because the other week I remember people were saying like, I think Kingdom Hearts had left Xbox, right? Like from Game Pass or some shit like that.
I think it's still there. I can.
And no, it left or it was leaving or some shit. And some people were like, oh shit, I need to hurry up and beat it in time and shit like that. And I remember like, yo, I bought the entire collection on PSN last year for like $20.
Yeah,
I remember I bought it, but I didn't play it, and so that reminded me when the whole thing was like it leaving Game Pass coming up. It reminded me, I was like, oh shit, I gotta play through this. So I've been playing the first one, and I've been enjoying it a lot despite some issues.
Now.
Yeah,
but they have that collections out on Game Pass, but I think Kingdom Hearts 3 is still in Game Pass, so that's
yeah. There's that, and then there's 2.8, I believe, as well. 2.8 must be in there. Yeah, I think that's
want to play
right
those
now.
if you don't play the other ones.
Yeah, there's some prequels in there. I think I started Birth by Sleep. That was the one I started in the collection, and then I need to move on from there. I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna get back to that anytime soon because I have other games to play. I want to play Final Fantasy VII Remake when the update drops. Still got some content to go through on Returnal. Ratchet and Clank drops.
Yeah.
Gears 4 campaign. I think I'm more than halfway through Gears 4 campaign, so I'm just going through that as well.
Yeah, I've personally been outside of that, I just finished up this Returnal thing, which I don't plan to return to anytime soon. But
did you quit officially?
Oh yeah, I fucking quit. Fuck that game. I uninstalled it.
Hey, didn't I tell you that? What didn't I tell you before the challenge? I said, yo, Smooth, you're gonna hate the game, you're not gonna like it, and we're gonna hear a whole bunch of PlayStation sucks. This game sucks. Didn't I tell y'all that? I know.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing is, the thing is about the game, right? Is that I don't think the game sucks because the game is difficult. Because I don't think the game is difficult. If
Facts.
It's really not.
I can beat the game on my own time. I know I can beat the game, but obviously there was money to win, $600, and I bullshitted for a lot of the streams, especially the first one, which I regret because that ended up being, to me, the difference. Because let's replace stream 1 with stream 2 with stream 1. If I did what I did in stream 2 for stream 1, I think I'd be at the tail end of the game at this point, personally.
A gamer in the chat?
Yeah, he's in here. Shout out to Crab Gamer.
Crab Gamer? Oh, okay. So there's that. So it's like people think, oh, you don't know how to read or stuff. No, if I'm playing a game, when I start playing the game for real, I'll do the bullshit reading. I'll play it and whatever. You know what I mean? It's not going to change how I feel about the game. I think the game was overrated on every facet possible. The visuals, the story, the gameplay. I'm over the gameplay loop. I'm completely over it because it's like, okay, I can see why people found it addicting and found it fun. I can understand that. I mean, I got nothing against it because the gunplay is cool. But at this point, me personally, I'm over it. Right? It's like, all right, I'm sick of it. All right, I get it. No, this is cool. Whatever. Now I kind of just want to play a regular fucking game. I
feel you.
And that's what
you want to play Recore.
Nah. I just want the game to be
So like, I'm gonna ask you this, Move. If it wasn't like a roguelike game, if it was just play through the game, get through the game, like, would that have been better for you? Because I know, like, I'm not a fan of roguelike games either. Like, I tried to get into Hades, I couldn't get into it, but I felt like there was a great game there, but for like the style of game that it is, I didn't want to get into it. So like, if it was just set up like a regular, third-person action adventure shooter that you go through, and say like the boss fights could still be tough, but you kind of like more not having to restart over every single time you die.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, I think I would enjoy the game if it was a traditional game. Matter of fact, I think I would even enjoy the game more if, for example, if I kept all my shit. Even if I started from the beginning, because it's like, all right, even if I do want to loot, right? Like loot and get some other shit, like let me keep my weapons and let me loot like
boost up
like
your
health or something like that. Like I feel like I didn't feel the game was balanced enough, and it was not keeping me in it. I was like, every time I die, it's like, and to me, I don't think the stages needed some state. Like for example, the Biome 3, which is where I kind of quit at, and there's like 2 parts. I think that's the first.
Yeah, Biome 3 does suck.
And the thing is like, man, I didn't even get to the boss yet, and it's like I don't want to. It's like once I get to the boss, right? I don't want to die and have to, like, unless that I don't know if the game that area has 2 shortcuts. You got a shortcut to the bridge and then a shortcut to the boss. If that's the case, can somebody confirm? I don't know. But
you can once you take the break, like, because I only died to that boss once, because that boss was actually most of the bosses in the game are actually pretty easy. It only took me like 1 try for a few of them, and maybe like 2 times for the other ones. But but at that point you could just run through it. See, to me, like I didn't have because I haven't played like a roguelike game either before, right? So going into this, like I knew, okay, this is the type of game it is. So I was open minded to it. But as far as like, for example, when I'm in Biome 3, then I died, then I gotta restart back to Biome 1. Because there's like so many shortcuts, because there's like the shortcuts back to Biome 3, and then when you get there, you can take the calibrator that brings your weapon proficiency up. So when you get a new weapon, it's like it kind of like sets you up for the biome and shit like that. But to me, it's like whenever I started, like when I was getting impatient, that's when I was dying the most. But then when I started really taking it slow and taking my time and shit like that, I was breezing right through that shit. Like I breezed through like after Biome 3, like I beat the first boss on Biome 4 like the first time. Like Biome the 5th biome I ran through my first time, and then I died a couple times in Biome 6 because of that one big ass giant squid monster or whatever. But like I don't know, like to me it's like I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a unique concept. I thought like the way the gameplay is interwoven with the story, like she's dying, returning back to the planet over and over and over again. There's a lot of questionable things at the end of the game as far as the story, but overall, like I really enjoy the gameplay. I enjoyed the challenge. I enjoyed the keeping every run is fresh. So I gotta look for different things, and then the
Yeah, the
luck of the
procedure
draw and shit
generated
like
maps.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
me personally, I enjoyed it a lot, like no cap and shit like that. But I can see, like, I fully understand why somebody like Smooth wouldn't enjoy it, which is why I was saying he's not gonna enjoy it. I would totally, like, anybody who plays the game and said, yeah, it's not for me. Like, I can totally understand why. Like, I'm not gonna sit there and like be like, oh no, you just suck or anything like that. It's like, nah, there's things about the game that will frustrate a lot of people, and a lot of people won't be into it, so it will just turn them off.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like Dark Souls and Soulsborne type style.
Yeah,
games.
exactly. I love those
a
games.
A lot of people don't like those type of games, and that's okay. It's just, I think when people go and just like dog on games constantly for just not being the style of game that they like, sometimes I don't agree with that, because it's not necessarily that the game's bad. It's just not your type of game. It doesn't fit your style. It doesn't fit your gameplay and stuff.
Yeah, and it doesn't need to change because you don't like it. You know.
Did Smooth? Did you get to the boss in Biome 3?
Nah, he didn't get to it. You didn't get to it.
Yeah, you would have hated that motherfucking boss.
Nah, it's a cool ass boss fight as far as like the like.
Yeah,
like
I mean,
platform
it is.
and shit
It's trippy
like,
as hell.
Like the
but I just know from watching Smooth play it on stream that he would have fucking hated that boss. That's a. Oh yeah, especially when it goes into, I think, the second phase where platforms start moving all over.
Yeah. I think Smooth gets to Biome 4 and he finally gets the electro pylon driver. I think once he gets that, that's gonna make the game so much easier, because that's an easy mode automatic weapon right there. Jay know what I'm talking about. That electro pylon driver, that's just easy mode right there.
Stand back and let it do its work.
Yep.
Oh really? That's how it is? Okay. But yeah, as far as games though, I haven't been really playing much of anything.
I know you far down on the leaderboard on Xbox.
Leaderboard, yeah,
I'm in that 21,000 from last month, man. Come on.
Yeah,
I'm coming for you.
If I ever get it,
I want that same energy.
Whenever I finally decide to get an Xbox, for 1 month only, and for 1 month only, I just want to beat Smooth for 1 month on the leaderboard, and then that's it, and then never again.
Dude,
that's exactly what Hard 8 did. That's exactly what Hard 8 did.
That's why I want to do that just one time, just to troll Smooth that a pony beat him for 1 month, and that's it.
I got the path that would get you there, Chris. I can figure it out for you.
Yeah, I'm with all the little guys, Game Pass games.
10,000 gamer score starter pack right there.
Dude, yeah, there is. You could get 10K easy on Game Pass stuff.
Yeah, I don't know what my next game's gonna be. I mean, obviously we got Ratchet and Clank. That's gonna be the thing. The wave next pretty much
Planet Xbox, baby, where we talk about PlayStation. Let's go.
Coming out, come on.
I know it's a big release.
Not
you
supposed
can't
to
avoid
acknowledge
it.
Ratchet coming out.
No, you can't avoid it. You can't avoid it. You right? That's that greatness. You can't avoid it.
Insomniac being while we're talking about Ratchet, did you see that the rumor came out that Insomniac tried to pitch Resistance 4, but Sony shut him down?
Yeah, we've seen that.
Yeah, but
kind of.
It's because so they said it's because they had. Sony felt like they had too many post-apocalyptic games at the time. Which you think about it,
Resistance is like, what post?
No, it's post-apocalyptic because it's after an alien invasion. It's a post-apocalyptic. It's a post-invasion, but that's the unique spin on it. Is that Resistance is more like aliens and shit like that. No, but they had But here's the thing. We don't know how long ago was that. That may be at the time. That doesn't mean that.
I'm just like
that. Yeah.
All I'm saying is because Insomniac has been putting out nothing but great games.
Yo, they fucking slave shop over there, bro. It's like a sweatshop.
And like
over
I
there.
saw so the other thing that was I'll say all day Insomniac's a great studio, but like it seems like Insomniac's also a great studio to work at. I don't know if you saw like a lot of the people that work there and stuff, because there's always talk about crunch time and hundreds of hours of working and stuff. But then like you got all these people in Insomniac said, dude, we put out this Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart game. We had maybe a couple of late nights, no real crunches or whatever. I think Insomniac's like
in COVID
the standard to and they had COVID, so they put out during COVID. They put out Miles Morales, which is a great game, still selling like crazy. They put out Ratchet and Clank, 7 months later, and they're just
not only that, but updates, right? They put out update for Ratchet 2016, and then meanwhile we're still waiting on Guerrilla Games.
Last of Us,
before Last of Us, before Guerrilla Games,
before Horizon.
Insomniac.
They're just a great studio, and they've always been a great studio.
They put in the entire rest of the PlayStation studios.
So for Sony to sit there, no matter when, because I don't even know when they pitched this, but no matter when, Insomniac's always put out great games. So to sit there and tell Insomniac no to Resistance, it's just, I feel like that's a crime.
It's the timing. It's the timing.
Maybe that's what I'm saying.
They won't say no
too many
today.
variables. It's too many variables we don't know, because we don't know when it happens. We don't know if they just say, yeah, not right now. We don't want y'all to do that right now. Then maybe later on, right, when we get some of these games out the way, y'all can, kind of go back to. And right now, I think because of like the quality they've been putting out and how fast they've been putting out and stuff like that, I think Insomnia is gonna be one of those like Naughty Dogs of Santa Monica where they can just pretty much say, this is what we want to do,
whatever the hell they want.
And Sony's gonna be like, okay, yeah, we'll let y'all do it. So absolutely, they have to. After this Ratchet and Clank, which is getting crazy reviews right now, they should.
Yeah, I really enjoyed. I enjoyed the Resistance series. I thought it was a unique spin-off, Alien Invasion, stuff like that.
I really enjoyed it too. I liked it better than Killzone. I don't even like Killzone, but I like Resistance.
I liked Killzone, but I think Resistance had a better flair. For
Resistance was better.
Side.
Absolutely.
I think Killzone had the more multiplayer side than like the actual like.
No, but Resistance.
Killzone has a great engine behind it as well.
Resistance it was
visuals of Killzone.
Resistance 2 had Resistance 2 had I think it was 60-player multiplayer.
Yeah, it was like one of the first games that had like that many
players.
Yeah,
that and what was it, Mag or Haze or some shit like that?
Mag had 150. That game was ahead of its time. If Mag came out, I think in this day and age, I think it would have been a lot more successful.
If it was free to play,
Mag was going up against so many different games, Battlefield, Halo.
I just think that game had a bad timing.
Yeah, like I think around that time, MW2 came out around the time Mag was out, and
Battlefield
it just killed everything.
Yeah. Oh, the only Battlefield that was out at the time was like the ones on PC, and
no, there was Bad Company. Bad Company was out. Bad Company. Yeah,
Bad Company. But for me, Battlefield, because to me, Battlefield really blew up and really exploded when 3 came out.
Yeah,
for sure. Bad Company 2, 1 and 2 were reviewed well. And I played Bad Company 1 and 2. They had an amazing campaign. They had an amazing game, but like
fire.
I remember when Battlefield 3 came out, it was like, oh shit, like this is like a whole nother level of multiplayer destruction, all that shit. Like this shit was crazy for consoles, right? Because console players didn't really experience that before, except for like Red Faction, right? Like Red Faction and shit like that. But
Red Faction,
yeah, they had a lot of destructibility.
Oh, you're talking about this? I thought you were talking about like player count and stuff. I was like, I don't think.
I'm talking about like destruct. No, on the player count, I mean, there was Mag and Haze, right?
Yeah,
and shit like that, and Resistance too.
You want to know an interesting thing about Resistance is this goes to show you how good Insomniac is, because everybody remembers how PS3 was really hard to program for. And I remember an interview from a dev at Insomniac, they were talking about, they were like, yeah, it's a bit difficult. But the great thing about it is that with the architecture that they had like one powerful processor and then a whole bunch of like, it was called a PPE and then like a whole bunch of SPEs, which are like other threads being connected to that main like powerful core. And they were talking about how they will offload so much stuff to like their physics and their audio to all these SPEs. So like they're one of the first devs besides Naughty Dog to really like utilize the power of that processor in the PS3. When no one else can figure it out. So that's a cool thing about them.
Yeah, and Insomniac, like I said, like the amount of work that they put it on. Not only that, like what they're doing with Ratchet on a technical level is absolutely amazing. Like the 60 FPS with the ray trace mode, how it got an upgrade from the trailer. Because I don't know if y'all seen the Digital Foundry video, but he was saying like the game got a dramatic upgrade from like the trailer that they did a couple months ago that they analyzed until now. Like it was improved, because at first the ray tracing was like a quarter resolution and then it went back all the way up or some shit like that. So it's just on a technical level, because I think it's dynamic resolution, but I think it's 1440p up to like 4K as far as like the ray tracing and whatever. And they're like one of the only ones, like even in the PlayStation Studio family, that's like this is what Mark Cerny was talking about last year when it comes to like the SSD and game design and shit like that. This is why some people are disappointed about, like myself, are disappointed with like the big games like God of War and Horizon and stuff like that being cross-gen, because Mark Cerny literally just told us last year that the way he built the PS5 and the technologies that's in there is finally going to break free from all the development limitations that developers have been having for the past 20 years. only to tell us that their biggest games that they got is coming out on cross generation. We're like, what the fuck, bro? Like, come on, but
Yeah, that's a
yeah,
shame,
but this
hey.
is an actual like true next gen game, and this is the game to show off as like this is what they mean by fucking game design that will be impossible to do with last generation. You know, this is what we mean. This is a perfect example of that. So I'm happy.
I'm excited for it. I'm definitely hyped. I didn't watch the whole Digital Foundry video because I like going into games blind, so I didn't want to like watch.
Yeah.
I just wasn't a fan of the whole they did a lot of whole photo mode stuff, and I'm like, well, I get it, it's to show off like the in-game rendering, but it's like I don't look at photo mode the same as I look at the game. I really don't.
Like actual gameplay.
I've just never been a fan of photo mode in any video game. It's a mode I rarely use unless it's an achievement or a trophy associated with
they're
it.
coming out. They're coming out with another video, which is more technical.
Yeah, performance.
Which is but NXG
and stuff like that.
NXG on IGN did that. No, but they were using photo mode to show the detail. Like when they zoomed into like Ratchet's eye, they were pointing out that even in Ratchet's eye has ray tracing. They were pointing out all the little detail in their hair and like it's just so many. Even just a regular. There was like a regular like ladybug enemy or some shit like that far away. They zoomed into that shit. And even just a regular enemy, right? The regular bud had ray tracing in their eyes. Like that's what they were doing with the photo mode, is actually showing off like the crazy insane amount of detail that's like really never been done to this level on a technical, on a technical level. So
I gotta watch NX Gamer's video. He does a good job of breaking down performance and the technical aspect of the games as well. So
and it's locked too. Like the 60 FPS, other than like when you transition into some worlds, right? There's like a little, like just like a split-second drop or whatever. Yeah, but that's because of the loading, right? But other than that, like gameplay and everything is locked 60. Like even in ray tracing mode, ray tracing performance locked 60. So I'm super happy.
So Ratchet $70 today. There's a whole bunch of people on Twitter like complaining and like debating about that.
Let me just read the super chat before we do
that. Battlefield first.
The Melodic Punk said, "Did you all order FanFest gear? I got personalized hoodie and Halo shirt coming in. Happy E3." You know what? I got an email, but I did not do anything because I was at work. I only got to glimpse it. No, I'm gonna do that after the podcast. Thanks for the heads up, Melodic.
Yep.
But no, I mean, all right. So $70 is a topic, and it's a topic because of the Battlefield 2042 reveal,
which was a bullshit reveal, by the way.
Yeah, they Assassin's Creed us.
Yeah, they gave a reveal for a reveal, and like,
here's the gameplay review. We're gonna make you wait an hour to watch a 3-minute clip, and then 2, we're not even gonna show the gameplay. We're gonna say, hey. Gameplay reveal. Here's a reveal to a reveal, and Sunday. I was just like, dude.
And they did it for Sunday because they're going to be showing it at Xbox, right?
Xbox, yeah.
I believe so. They didn't specifically say Xbox, but they just said June 13th, so I can't.
No, it's Microsoft.
It'll be there.
They tweeted it.
I just assumed it was.
Yeah, it's gonna be there. So you have Bethesda, you have Microsoft, and then you have E3. Even though Bethesda and Xbox they're under the same umbrella, but you have EA there with their Battlefield reveal for Xbox Showcase.
Yeah, I guess it's just, in one hand, it's a little bit disappointing because I don't want Xbox to be, I don't know, focusing so much. Like I don't know how much space and time
on the third party.
It's not going to be that long, bro.
You never know. They got 90 minutes.
They'll show off a lot of their own content.
There's plenty of time. There's plenty of things you can show in 90 minutes.
Yeah.
They just got to make sure it's paced well and put together well.
Yeah, as long as it's paced well, that's fine. But I was iffy on it.
All right, so I didn't get to see any of it. So somebody enlighten me what was shown and where was the ruckus? Because I don't know nothing about Battlefield other than the name and that apparently is $70. Because somebody
you didn't miss much.
It was you didn't miss anything, right? First they did a count they did the whole hour countdown, right? And then when you go to the countdown, all it was just like a CG trailer. Okay,
it wasn't CG.
It was
an in-game engine.
No, it was in-game engine.
In-game engine.
Oh, I don't know which in-game engine is it on the Series X? Is it on the PlayStation 5?
No, it's on PC.
It's most likely a PC.
1,000% on PC. 1,000% they showed it on PC. ain't showing all whatever, right? It was no gameplay, right? Let's put it that way. In-game cinematic, whatever. And so, which all the other Battlefield reveals, they always show gameplay on every single one of their reveal, but it doesn't matter. But it was just like, hey, we're gonna reveal Battlefield today. They show a little 2-minute, 3-minute cutscene trailer with no gameplay, and then at the end they say, well, you're gonna see gameplay next week. I was like, listen, why'd you do this today?
Battlefield 5 did a similar thing. Battlefield 5, when they showed it off, it was just a trailer. Battlefield 5 was just a trailer. It was the same way how Battlefield 2042 was. They showed off a trailer and then said, hey, we're going to have a future event where gameplay is shown. So this is nothing new from EA. EA always does this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Besides
that, because this is nothing new from EA, Battlefield's always done that. So that's kind of fake outrage from everyone. They showed off the trailer.
Battlefield, with the other Battlefield 4, Battlefield 1, they showed gameplay on the first reveal.
No, they showed off a trailer. There was gameplay for the future. I remember because I pay attention to the Battlefield franchise.
It's not even the whole thing like a fake outrage. It's just like we were expecting like, okay, this is the reveal day y'all chose for Battlefield. Okay, so you're gonna sit there, wait an hour, and then show us no gameplay trailer, and then tell us.
So the messaging clear. Like it should have been a bit more clearer. Yes, I agree with that because they weren't specific with that. They should have said, "Hey, we're just gonna show you a trailer." To have an entire countdown, to have people sitting at home streaming this shit just to show a 4-minute trailer, that's not right. So from that standpoint, I agree.
That's what people were talking about.
In terms of the reveal trailer itself, it was teasing a lot of teasing a lot of the stuff that they're doing. It's a massive game. There's a lot of big maps, a lot of players, destructibility on a whole entirely different level. They have a lot of weather effects. There was a particular part of the trailer where they show a tornado coming in and everyone flying around. It's insane. So like this game is going to be like how Battlefield 4 was to the Xbox One and PS4 for this generation. Like it's going to be a massive improvement from visuals to combat to the features that's in the game. Like this is going to be a big leap. Now for people who are still playing on PS4 and Xbox One, it's 64 players. You guys don't have to worry about that. But 128 players, like the next gen version is going to be a noticeable difference than the current gen version for Xbox One and PS4. So
yeah, I did want to just point out that I think with the player difference between Xbox One and Series X and PlayStation 5 and PS4, I'm assuming from you're going from 64 players to 128 that it's not going to be cross-gen compatible with multiplayer.
No, I don't think it's going to be cross-gen multiplayer
I think they need to make that like narrative very out there.
We'll see more news about it. I think the only way it's cross-gen is if they have the 64 player option available on next gen as well, and those are cross-play modes,
and also some of the other modes too.
Like what Madden was like that, right? Smooth. You couldn't play the Series X version against the Xbox One version? Correct.
No, you couldn't. It's an entirely different game.
Yeah. So that's why I'm saying. So like you might have, families out there, kids, whatever, try to buy whatever game and then they can't play. Like I just hope that they make that narrative very, very known.
They need to make that message.
You're not gonna be able to play with
another thing they're talking about.
That's why they should have different box covers.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I agree that with the show, I agree it's gonna be the same difference, but like I don't know if so like there's an outrage about it being $70 or there's some outrage and shit like that, like
and no campaign. There's no
campaign. Okay, the no campaign thing for me personally, I don't. For me personally, I don't care about it having a campaign because I didn't play I only played Battlefield 3 campaign and a little bit of 4, but all the Battlefields I had after that, Battlefield 1 and even Battlefield 5 and shit like that, like I don't play any of the campaigns. I understand some people are gonna be upset. I understand how some people look at it as like, all the other Battlefields have campaigns, so they're literally taking away a mode or a feature that was in all the other games. But like, listen, anybody that feels like that has every right to feel like that way, and if you're pissed off, you have the right to be pissed off about that in particular. Me personally, I don't care. I really don't care. I play Battlefield straight for the multiplayer. So when they tell me they're doubling, right, and it's going to be next gen only as far as like how many players this is, it reminds me a little bit of Battlefield 4. But the only difference was I don't think Battlefield 4 was $10 more on the PS4 than it was on the PS3 or the 360 than the Xbox One, because it was the same. It was the same leap. It literally doubled, because I remember on the 360 it was 32 players right? But then on the Xbox One, it doubled and went up to 64 players, and then now it's doubling again on next generation from 64 to 128.
Yeah, now you got that price
So
hike though now.
yeah, so now they got that justification to be like, listen, it's $10 more because look, we're doubling the fucking players. There's going to be more destruction on next gen and a whole bunch of other these features or whatever. Like, I'm probably going to pick up the game day one because a lot of my friends play Battlefield, so this is probably going to be a game that reunites us again and shit like that. So I'm looking forward to the reveal. Like, I'm looking forward to how it plays, but I don't know how anybody else feels about its pricing or anything like that. But as I said before, when people were just only trying to blame Sony, I said the entire industry is moving in this direction. And expect third parties, especially when we start getting into next gen only games, expect the big third parties to also follow this price increase.
Name the $70 games that you know off the top of your head.
Cold War, NBA, Madden, Ratchet, Returnal, Godfall.
Yeah.
I mean, do I gotta keep?
I mean, now Battlefield and
I bet you the majority of people here bought those games.
I don't have, like I said, I don't got an issue with it because I know I'm gonna buy it anyways.
Yeah. So I mean, like how Chris was talking about the campaign thing. I'm a little bummed out about it because I've played every single Battlefield campaign other than I think Battlefield 2 Modern Combat that was like a 360 like early title.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the hell out of 3 and 4's campaign. Battlefield 1 and Battlefield 5's campaigns, they weren't even really trying, and you could just tell they were just super tacked on, didn't have any heart, didn't have any soul or whatever in it. Like, and even 3 and 4, while they're enjoyable, they weren't the most groundbreaking. I mean, they had great set pieces and stuff like that, but they definitely weren't in depth.
The narrative.
Yeah, like the narrative wise, they weren't super in depth. I love the Bad Company campaigns, Bad Company 1 and especially Bad Company 2. I thought those campaigns were absolute fire, especially if you look at like the marketing. Like if you look at the old videos of like how fun that cast of characters was. I personally miss those campaigns. I wish that they would do a Bad Company 3. I know there's a lot of people asking for it, and they're just sitting there being hesitant. Bad Company 2 came out in 2009. There's still people playing Bad Company 2 on a 360. I booted it up today and played it for a little bit, and I could easily find matches in Gold Rush and Conquest. So, like, there are still people playing this 12-year-old Xbox 360 game.
Yeah, but don't nobody like war stories, dog. Like, people saying that they want the campaign, but since Battlefield 1, it wasn't no campaign.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I didn't like the war stories.
Yeah, because
it
was
half-assed. It was very good.
It wasn't a campaign at all.
Yeah,
it's not even a campaign.
That's why I was saying, like, I liked Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4's campaigns. Yeah, I played Battlefield 1 and Battlefield 5's, but I just didn't. Those didn't vibe with me. I just kind of played them, got the achievements, and then went on. So, like, for them to up the charge, I still think it's just. Yeah, we're going to pay $70. I might not this year. I might wait and see. Because you gotta think Black Friday is gonna be right around the corner when this game comes out, and EA games are always on sale.
Yeah.
So like, I'm like, can I? Because they're gonna have that 10-hour trial, and can I, in the 30 days, go off of that 10-hour trial, wait for Black Friday, and pick it up on sale? Because I don't think games should be $70. Yeah, for like certain stuff, I'll pay whatever. But for the amount of stuff that it seems like that they're taking out of a Battlefield. And kind of the microtransactions and stuff that they're going to put out, I don't think this game should be 70, especially when you got huge, like, if they did a Battlefield, free to play with battle passes, kind of like, Apex Legends, which are very successful in, I think they would just make bank off of that. They would, and that would get you in, that would get the community bigger because it's, next to no entry for the fee to get in. You could, make your money off of battle passes and cosmetics and stuff like that and still have a very successful Battlefield. I think them, pulling the trigger and doing it at $70 is just kind of weird for an only multiplayer game.
You gotta blame people for not getting at it in the beginning of when they first started at $70 crap.
Yeah,
but then the other thing is
it's too late.
The one other thing I want to talk about is like the PC version is still 60. And it's going to have all the bells and whistles that the
bells and whistles for who though?
I'm doing air quotes if you can't see me. Obviously, I don't have a camera. Next gen, which is current gen. I think 7 months in, we can stop calling them next gen. I think it's current gen. Xbox One.
I call it next gen after a year. For me personally, after a year, that's when I call it.
7 months in this, you still want to call it next gen?
Nah, because there's still so many people that are not on this current gen.
Until because to me, next the PS5 and series are still too new, and there's in the Xbox One and PS4 is still too common right now.
And we're barely getting next gen only games. Like, so barely getting next gen.
Can I explain something about the Battlefield situation right now in EA in particular?
Yeah,
so
please.
When we're talking about the PC gamers, right, and all the bells and whistles, that's only for a small minority of people who have high-end PCs. So we're talking about people with like 2080 Ti's, 3080s, 3090s, stuff like that, right? But the majority of gamers we know from the Steam hardware survey, they're still rocking like 1070s, 1060s, right? So those people are not going to get the visual fidelity and performance that you would get from a Series X or a PS5, because presumably the game's going to be running at 4K 60 for the most part, right? So we have that. Another thing about their business model is that the reason that they're going to charge 70 is because this game is coming to next gen. A lot of people who do have Xbox Series X, Series S, and PS5 are going to want to play this game, and they're going to spend the $70 for the game regardless. No campaign or anything. Nobody cares, because this is the way they're going to market this game. Is it's going to be the next gen Battlefield game, and it's going to be disparate from the Xbox One and PS4 version. We already see it. It's double the player count on those systems, and they're going to go hard on that, right? And then on top of that, you have to remember that they have EA Play Pro. So if you have that membership on PC, you get the game included with that, and they care about the subscription model. And then when it comes to Xbox and PS5, a year later, you know they're gonna throw it in there anyways. They're gonna throw it in the vault.
All right.
But people are not gonna wait a year to play the game. They want to play that game now.
Listen, okay, so what is that? Because I see some people saying, well, imagine paying full price for an online multiplayer game.
Yeah, they gotta stop that.
What the fuck? Like, what the fuck does that mean? It's like, yo, it's a big AAA game. Like, it's Battlefield. Like, it's a AAA multiplayer game. Like, why?
Overwatch. Overwatch was a full-fledged multiplayer game.
Overwatch, Rainbow Six. It's like I don't get, like, what's the criteria for a game to be like, what is the actual standard criteria for a game to be full price? It's like, it can't be multiplayer only. Like, if it's multiplayer only, it has to be like, I don't get that. It's like, yo, it's a full AAA game. It's highly big budget, highly produced and stuff like that. It's gonna have a crazy ass multiplayer and shit like that. To me, I see, even if it's online only, I see that still worth a full asking price, because it's a AAA game. It's, you know, so I don't get that, like, or this game is only single player. It's only 12 hours, therefore it shouldn't be worth it. I mean, everybody has different worth for different prices, I guess, and shit like that. But it's like, why shame other people who are willing to pay? Like, if somebody's willing to pay for Battlefield and it's multiplayer only, why are you gonna look down on that person for doing it just because you're not willing to? I don't get that.
I get what you're saying, and that's nobody should really be telling anybody how they should spend their money. I mean, it's their money, they earned it. It shouldn't matter what consumers want. I think if everybody wanted to sit there and bitch about the $70 price tag, I mean, all those people are probably the ones that already bought the stuff at $70. So it's like,
don't buy it. Wait for a discount.
Yeah, like, you are sitting there with your wallet saying, I'm going to pay $70. You could and that's what I like. I'm still up in the air whether I'm going to pay $70 for Battlefield or literally wait 30 days and the game's going to be on sale on Black Friday. Because, one, it's an EA game. Two, it's going to be one of the biggest first-person shooters coming out this fall. And then three, it's a holiday time. If you can wait 30 days, I bet that game is going to drop to 40.
All right.
To 40, possibly 30.
All right, so let me read this super chat and try to get everybody an opportunity to tackle this. Nolan Baptiste says, guys, don't forget that Call of Duty did the same thing with multiplayer only. Yep, with Black Ops 3.
No, 4.
Was it Black Ops 3 or 4? Or both?
4.
Yeah, Black Ops 4.
Fans, he said, still wasn't happy, and they made it up to the fans by putting campaign in the next one so that they will be happy for the next Battlefield. I get where he's coming from there, but the thing is though, like Nick said, Battlefield 1 and or was it Battlefield 5? I feel like the last two Battlefield, they were piss poor. They weren't real campaigns. They were just
the campaigns were not that good.
Yeah. Like the
And
last
Call of Duty
real
always
effort-
had Call of Duty always had the better campaign. That's why
Yes.
people were pissed because the campaigns are actually good in Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my thing is with that outrage between Black Ops 4. I mean, that I like that outrage because I thought Modern Warfare's 2019 campaign was great. I thought it was one of the better ones.
Amazing
that
story.
they've put out recently. Like it was a great campaign. Like I still think about that and some of the missions in it. Cold War though was fucking trash.
It wasn't trash.
There was some okay set pieces and stuff, but that thing was like 3 hours long. You could tell that they were just rushing it because they had a deadline to meet, and they're like, "This is good enough. Let's send it out." Like I did not like the.
It was
Treyarch
the best 3
gave
hours. It was the
up.
best
They-
3 hours I played.
It was good, but
campaign. I enjoyed that campaign.
But Black Ops 4, they didn't go along with the campaign because they did a survey of how many people finished Black Ops 3 campaign, and it was only 4%.
And that's why
So,
they made
to be honest,
that's why
Black
they made
Ops
Cold
3's
War
campaign
short.
was garbage too.
Right.
So that was a very bad one. If you looked at Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2, those were great campaigns.
Oh
Black
yeah,
Ops
Black
2
Ops
was
2 was
trash.
crazy.
Like
Right.
Black Ops 3 was just so it was such a big departure from what the first and the second one were. Like I was playing, I was like, "What the fuck am I doing in this game?" Like,
Yeah, 3 was
I did
terrible.
not like. But I mean, I still beat it, but I could get why it was a struggle to beat Black Ops 3's campaign.
Yeah, it was.
Dre,
It was the
It was.
first Call of Duty game where I was like, I can't get into this.
Dre,
Black
what's
Ops 2
your
was trash.
Dre? What's your take on this Battlefield scenario?
I mean, y'all pretty much hit all topics on that. I think Nick had the biggest point to where if he didn't want to pay 70, then we should have said something in the beginning. But it's kind of too late now. I was
You can always vote with your wallet.
no, it's too late. It's too late. Well, I'm talking about for like a mass boycott or whatnot.
Oh,
For
yeah,
people.
mass boycott,
That's too late. I was definitely an advocate of not being happy with the increase, but I mean at this point, it is what it is. But and then Chris said pretty much the second biggest thing was that if you can pay $70 for a 14-hour, 8-hour, 10-hour single player game, then you can pay $70 for 100-hour or 200-hour plus that you'll get out of a multiplayer game. So
Yeah, that's the most lopsided comparisons I've been seeing. It's just people going, so you'll pay $70 for a multiplayer, and you guys know, I'm not a fan of the $70. I have yet. Matter of fact, I lied. I held out buying $70 until Returnal because I had to do the stupid challenge. But prior to that, I didn't buy not one single $70 game. I wasn't buying a game, if Xbox or not. Xbox is exclusive, Game Pass, so it wouldn't matter. But I was not buying. No, remember I bought that off Diller for half price. He sold me his digital copy. So the thing is, Battlefield, me personally, I'm not. I mean, I'll download the 10-hour trial, but I'm not buying it. The reason why I'm not personally buying it, I know for some reason, people were expecting the Game Pass announcement today, which I don't understand why. I still think it's going to Game Pass, and they're showing up to Xbox stage for a reason. They were like, so for those who were like saying, oh, and I could be wrong, but for those who are like jumping off the whole like, oh, Xbox was wrong again, not on Game Pass. Why would they didn't even show you gameplay today. Why would they tell you the biggest announcement? That's Xbox's announcement. EA won't make that announcement. That's an announcement Xbox would make. So
good point.
That we still can find out on Sunday. So if that's how I see myself playing it, I'll be playing it in Game Pass. If it's not on Game Pass, I'll do the trial for 10 hours, and then if it goes on sale, I'll probably buy it then. But then again, on the back of my mind, it's like, all right, it's on sale. How many more weeks until it drops into Game Pass or the EA Vault? So
that's right. I'm with you.
I'm getting that.
I'm buying that game day one. I'm streaming the game.
Yeah,
get some dubs. Let me know.
I'm most likely picking it up, or I might wait for Black Friday because like old man Logan said, like usually EA and also Ubisoft they always release games like around October, And then on Black Friday, them shits is on sale for like half off.
Man.
Yeah,
I'm learning my lesson this year, dude. I'm waiting till Black Friday.
Yeah, I'm not good enough in Battlefield to be buying it a multiplayer version only of the game to buy it day one. I'm not that good. I'm not good enough at it to actually do that to myself. I try not to buy games I'm not good at.
I want to say one more thing about the $70 thing.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, at the end of the day, if anybody who truly has a problem with it, one, you are never. This is a luxury hobby. You are never, ever, ever forced to pay anything you don't want to for any product at all. It's always on you. It's always on your choice. And two, you can always wait for a sale, for a discount, or like what we were talking about before the podcast. Dope as Jay, he finds. He uses his Best Buy rewards, and he hasn't paid. He's been getting all the brand new games, even the $70 ones, and he hasn't paid $70 for either one of them.
Oh, I got Ratchet for $40.
Yeah, he got Ratchet for $40. At the end of the day, you don't have to buy the $70 game. So you have a problem with it, then don't fucking buy it. Every day is bitching and complaining. You're bitching and complaining or shaming other people who are willing to pay $70. That's not gonna do nothing. It's just gonna keep causing arguments all day, and I'm tired of seeing that every day. So,
hold up, Jay. Hold up, Jay. How the hell you still got the Best Buy Gamers Rewards Club? And how you still got that? Because
it's not Gamers Rewards.
No, it's not Gamers.
So I shop there oftenly, and I got the credit card, right? So you get 5% back.
Okay, got you.
I never finance anything from there. I mean, I financed the monitor, that was it. But like, I usually just go for rewards and just pay this shit off, and I get like so many points. Like Returnal, I got that for dumb cheap. Ratchet and Clank, I got for $40. Godfall, I think I paid $20 for Godfall or some shit. I ain't spent $70 in the damn game yet. And Demon Souls, I got that shit for $3.99. I ain't paid for that shit.
For $3.99?
$3.99.
Free.
That was $3.99. I thought you said $3.99. Still, that's great.
The Russian market. You rush in and you rush out. You know what I mean?
But I definitely want to double what Chris said. I mean, you don't have to buy them. And I think, especially when you're looking at the holiday season, people sitting there saying, "Oh, I don't want to pay $70," are people acting like these games never go on sale.
Yeah.
Dude, there's weekly sales of stuff dropping to $30-$40 on a daily basis, and so for them to sit there and just wait a couple weeks, I mean, and get it on half off or $30 off. I mean, I don't see why. You don't have to spend the $70. There's other ways to get the game without spending $70.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. This is the constant bitching and complaining. It's like, bro, don't buy it.
I get you.
Don't buy it.
I feel bad because I used to work in video game retail, and I feel bad for like GameStop and places like that because they're like, I just know the customers that shop at those places are not the most savory, and I can sit there because now if they want to trade in their games, now they got to trade in an extra $10, which sometimes could be the equivalent to like 15 extra games to get an extra $10, and people are going to be sitting there bitching and complaining. And I feel bad for the retail workers on that side because it's none of their call of what things are priced at.
Yeah.
They're the ones that get the brunt end of the customers for sure.
And there's plenty of games to play for cheap. Like if you want to wait and if you need something to play, like there's plenty of games you can go back to and play while you wait for a price drop.
Yes, sir.
If you guys want to see the early clips of me and Dre's basketball game, this is what we played.
That is us. Oh,
yeah, but like the thing is, like I didn't realize I was trying to record it, but for some reason I only recorded like 10 minutes of it, so I didn't get the whole entire game. Man,
hold up, you gotta let your audience know I did come back in this game, man.
Oh yeah, he came back and took the lead at the last 20 seconds of the game, and I had to claw. He got up about 5 points, and I had to join a podcast, so I had to take down my headphones and to attend to the podcast. But I'm sitting there and I'm like clawing back, and the way he lost the game,
bullshit.
I'm down. Was it two?
No.
Or
no? It was
down
tied.
one.
It was
no,
tied.
It was tied.
No. Yeah, because you won by 2. Off them 2 free throws.
Yeah, so the game is tied, right? And I got nowhere to go with it, so I just pull up at the last second. His dude fouled me at the buzzer. And all I
That's
had to
some
do was hit my
bullshit.
free throws. And I wanted to get back on the headphones. So when I picked up my headphones just to see what he was sounding like, it already said he left.
That's crazy.
But
Who Brooklyn?
Dre.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Drake. But no, it was a good game though. It was a good game because I was feeling myself earlier. I didn't realize it didn't hit me that he actually came back. And when he did came back, I didn't realize how much time was actually left in the game. It wasn't very much. But in terms of
And
this whole
that was my first time playing too. So yeah.
first time playing me,
Yeah, no, that was my first time playing. I didn't play this live. It was my first time playing live.
you said you had 2 or 3 games before you got to me.
Oh yeah, well online, but
Yeah,
yeah,
oh.
okay, you're right. I mean, I was still fresh though. I was still fresh.
So as far as the $7 outcome, it's like B. I know BG made a video saying like, people will pay $70 for the right game, and most people are paying $70. They don't mind, but the industry is still pretty much divided right now. The adamant $70 price taggers have been Sony, 2K, Activision, and EA. Ubisoft hasn't jumped ship yet on that. Even with their latest game, Far Cry 6, it's a $60 game. Capcom, with Resident Evil, $60 game. I'm trying to think. Square Enix, their games surprisingly have been $60.
They did Final Fantasy.
Well,
7
Final Fantasy
remake,
is a
PS5.
PlayStation exclusive, so they're just doing.
Well, I feel a little odd that people bought that on PS5 when you could just buy the PS4 version and upgrade it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you fucking dumb?
No. Well, some people bought the Steelbook because the remake itself didn't come with a Steelbook.
Yeah.
So, but Integrate has a Steelbook. So I know some people who bought it just because of that, just because of like.
I see people posting photos of Final Fantasy 7. They're like that got like the game early and it ain't no Steelbook.
Well, no,
I just think it's weird. It's like, okay, so you want to.
Yeah, but you don't know if those people bought you don't know if those people upgraded from the PS4 to PS5 because the game released in Australia and some parts of Europe already, right? For us, it releases tonight. So the game is already released in like some parts of Europe and stuff like that. So those people that you're looking at, because you get the free upgrade, like from like Final Fantasy 4 or remake, the PS4 turns into Integrate once you download it and once you update it or whatever. So
yeah, I think you can probably get. There's been tons of sales for Final Fantasy 7 on the PS4.
Oh yeah, you can get it for like $30 on Amazon.
Just have bought to then save yourself money. I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess people hate money. People
just buy the DLC. Yeah,
that's what I'm gonna do. Like I got my PS4 copy. I'm just gonna upgrade it and then buy the Yuffie DLC. Call it a day.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's interesting. The scenario. But I knew EA was going to jump on a $70 tag. They tried to play nice with the whole Madden dual entitlement promotion that they were doing, and that only lasted so long.
I think the rest of the industry is going to do it, especially once we move away from cross-gen.
Yeah, it depends. Like I said, it's the first time. I feel like the previous times that happened, it was more so of a one time everybody goes, right? I know when the industry moved from 50 to 60, I know Xbox was the last to move. Like their first party games were $50 for I think a year. I think up until Gears came out, where they did all their first party games were going to be $50, while the rest of the industry moved to 60. So yeah, it'll eventually catch on. But this is the first time I seen it be so staggered like this.
This whole
That's like not at all. Yeah.
This whole next generation launch has been kind of peculiar as well. It's like this is not a normal launch that we've seen before.
Not by any means.
For next year, there's like so many different things going on, so many weird things, and and plus COVID as well, like pushing games back and stuff like that. Yeah, so it's not we're still getting like it's still a divide as far as like the cross gen and whatever. Some companies are doing it, some companies aren't, and stuff like that. But eventually, like when we're going off the data and shit like that, like these $70 games are selling, and Battlefield is gonna fucking sell like crazy.
Oh,
like, even if it's not on Game Pass or whatever, it's still gonna sell like crazy. The next Assassin's Creed, whenever it finally becomes next gen only, That's gonna be $70. I'm pretty sure, and that shit's gonna sell like crazy. Grand Theft Auto and all that shit. So
GTA is
Yeah.
definitely gonna be $7.
yeah, even
Oh, yeah,
Rockstar said it. Like people are ready for it, you know. So you know
For
they.
GTA 5, yeah, that's a
Yeah.
I ain't buying.
Oh, I don't. Oh, GTA. No, they shouldn't do that, man. They
No, we're
shouldn't
talking about
do that,
GTA
bro.
6. Whenever
No,
they
yeah,
drop
I'm
GTA
saying
6
GTA
makes
5
sense.
is going to be 70 for the Series X and PS5.
That shit
That's
better
a
not.
rumor.
Too.
I find that hard to believe. That's a rumor, but I wouldn't put it past Rockstar.
No, dude, they
It
milking
wouldn't make
that
sense
game.
because
They milking that game for every single nickel and dime that they can get from people. That's going to be 70.
it
Call
wouldn't
it
make
right
sense
now.
because you can buy the online version separately, and that's the reason why GTA 5 sold 140, 150 million is mainly because of their online. It didn't sell because of the single player. The single player is great, but it's the online that sold that motherfucker that high. So we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I do. I don't know how much they're gonna charge it. I do expect to get charged for Grand Theft Auto for next gen.
I'm not paying for that shit,
Yeah,
dog.
I'm
I already
not-
bought that shit twice.
I
I
was
bought it
not
on
paying-
PS3
like,
and PS4.
I like the campaign to GTA 5, I like the story and stuff, but I did not give two shits about the multiplayer.
Now, what I really want them to do, a Red Dead 2 upgrade
Yeah.
for next gen.
Yeah.
That's what I really want. Yo, Red Dead 2 in
Great.
60 FPS? That shit would be amazing.
4K 60? Oh man. We're one of the best on Series X.
So speaking of, I mean, there's been some other things that have like happened. Like I said, I wasn't sure if we were gonna do a show to this week for the simple fact that Xbox E3 is next week, and then you got this weekend, and then you got obviously all these other shows and occurrences taking place. I do want to. I think Bandai came out and said because there was rumors that Scarlet Nexus might get announced for Game Pass's day and date. I didn't. Where did the article come from where they denied it? I've seen it, but I just didn't click on the links. And I think Chris, you might have shared it.
Which one? The Scarlet Nexus?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, yeah. I mean, because
Bless you, man.
we were talking about the only reason why I shared this because we were talking about that last podcast when we had Miles. Remember, y'all were predicting that Scarlet Nexus will be like the next major release on Game Pass and everything like that. But then Bandai Namco said like, yeah, no, that's not happening. That's why I shared it because I remember we were talking about it.
Yeah. I mean,
Last
I've been
episode.
on. Like I said, I had a feeling that it will go to Game Pass, so that's why I've been holding off on my pre-order. Now I have Xbox credits to buy the game. I'm just holding off to make sure that is official. I'm not getting duped. This lately, I've been putting games in my cart, and and right before I decide to check out, they've been getting confirmed for Game Pass day and date, and I'm like, oh. Well, I just saved $60. Now I'm all for buying Scarlet Nexus. Like, don't get it twisted. Game Pass or not, I'm buying Scarlet Nexus. But if it's in Game Pass day one, I know Bandai pretty much denied that possibility. The thing is that, and the segment is called Xbox Game Pass Dreams Deferred. The thing is that the games like, for example, MLB The Show, it was 2 weeks, right, before the game release that we got the confirmation that it was going to be Game Pass day and date. Outriders, I think it was about like 2.5 weeks. So both like games had like been on a pre-order page for about a month or so to pre-order.
Why were those games put on Game Pass though?
Small titles. Brand new IPs.
What do you mean?
No, so Outriders was on the verge of flopping.
You
and Microsoft came through. Yes, because the demo was horrible. That demo was trash, and everybody knew it. But that game was on the verge of flopping, and Game Pass saved that game. And then MLB The Show, the reason why it came on Game Pass is because I've been telling you guys that year by year they were incrementally losing sales on PlayStation, and they weren't performing as well.
What's the calendar for Outriders right now? Because I don't really see a lot of people talk about it in general.
Not anymore. But when it came to Game Pass, oh my god, that game was popping on Xbox. But that game was not going to.
I remember the demo came out. The demo is what made me want to buy the game.
The demo actually made me not want to buy the game.
Yeah, that demo.
The demo. I wasn't sold on it until the demo came out, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna buy it. I said it's a cop. I remember the day I
that
tweeted
demo was bad. Phil Spencer
Yeah.
really gave them a stimulus package by putting that game on Game Pass. And I bet you he didn't even have to pay shit to put that game there either.
Nah, man.
I don't know. I think y'all cap
I remember
right now, bro.
Smooth. No, I remember Smooth saying that he wanted to buy the game, and this was prior to them announcing it on Game Pass.
Yeah. I know. Yeah, he pre-ordered it.
And it was the same thing with me. I said I played the demo, and I said, "Yo, this shit is trash. I ain't buying this shit. This shit is generic."
Yeah,
and, and that was way before it was announced on Game Pass. So I always had the same energy with Outright.
Yeah,
I didn't like
I had
it
that
when I
game
played it.
pre-ordered and ready to go, and then they announced it on Game Pass. And I was like, "Well, I'm canceling that."
The MLB, we knew what happened with MLB.
Well, why
they
did
wanted that game
not
in there.
losing money. They was not losing. What are you talking
Yes,
about,
they
dog?
were.
Nick,
Sales-
correct him.
sales of
Correct him.
MLB
Let's
The
hear what
sales of
Nick got to
MLB
say.
was declining.
Let's hear what Nick got to say. I want to see.
Hold on. Let me go ahead. I'm gonna pull the numbers up. You go ahead real quick.
Go ahead. No. So here's what I was saying. Those two games in particular were not going to sell well. Period. So that's why they threw those games in Game
the
Pass.
best selling. Like, wasn't MLB
Hey,
the best selling for the month on both platforms?
No, most played.
It was like a number 2.
No,
spot,
best selling.
I think.
It was definitely in the top spot for both platforms.
It was in I think number 2.
Yeah,
There was
it
a lot
shot-
of people talking about how it was in the number 2 spot on the Xbox page as bestseller.
Yeah, because it got thrown in Game Pass. If it was never going to be
Okay.
in Game Pass,
but it
those
wouldn't
games
be
were not
as
going to
Hold on.
sell.
it
Hold on,
wouldn't be
here we
a
go, right
bestseller
here.
If it was on, if people weren't buying it.
MLB 2019 and 20 both set the sales records in the first week.
I mean,
Hit the
their
chart.
sales records are only like a million.
But
or less.
here's the thing, though, that the game never really sold like double digits in
Yeah,
the
it doesn't
millions.
sell like 2K
It
or
was-
Madden. Yeah.
It was similar to like the Forza series. Like it just really started selling like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like people were saying it was losing money when they just pulling that out their ass. So Dope Boy, I don't know where you got that.
The game wasn't selling well. The last time they reported sales figures for the game was MLB The Show 18, and it was 1.06 million sales.
Oh, 19 just broke records. It's right here. I can put it in the chat.
Yeah, like what? Like a
So
million more
so
than the year before, a couple hundred
Yeah,
thousand
that's-
more.
Yeah, but it's 100. They get all the money though. Sony get all the money when they sell MLB.
If you
dog.
look at the percentage of PlayStation
Right,
4s out
they
in the
developed
wild
it.
versus that amount of sales,
It
I would
was
say
not.
that
It was
does
not
seem a little
attaching.
low.
It wasn't attaching
Yo,
at all on PlayStation systems. They needed to get it on Game Pass because there was more people on
Bro,
Game Pass
they
who were going to
didn't
play the
need
game
Game Pass.
than it was going to sell on PlayStation, and that's the facts.
But it sold more on PlayStation regardless.
Right, like
But you have to look
It
at.
would be
you have to look
interesting
at
to see
concurrent
how many
users in the
people
game.
played it.
Yeah, but I'm just saying we got like I guarantee you, even with Game Pass, I guarantee you there's still more players on the PlayStation playing it.
it's not going to.
You never know because people on Xbox have been
Like,
wanting
that's
a
what you're
baseball
saying.
game for a while. Like I know that. 'Cause it
Yeah,
was
like
Major League Baseball.
Xbox
was
gamers showed
the
out
only
for
thing
that
on
game.
Xbox. Yeah,
Hold
like,
on.
I
On
know,
Twitter, yes,
I know for
in
sure
the
there's
community,
probably-
yeah, but we got to see like the actual like numbers for it.
I need to get full.
Me personally, I don't.
Tell me how many.
They gave me that.
download the
Wait,
game.
can we get
They
Phil
gave me
on
they
the
gave me
podcast?
MLB 18 for free last year, and I didn't even turn it on. I didn't even install it. So like I don't really care about the baseball games, me personally.
Can we get Phil Spencer on the podcast? Is that our
Yeah,
next week guest?
Outriders. Yo, Phil Spencer saved Outriders. I'm sorry, bro. He saved that game.
So you're under the impression that games are only going to Game Pass because of fears that they won't sell well.
No. I mentioned those two games in particular.
Okay,
Now,
so
there are games-
why is Dungeons and Dragons going to Game Pass day one? The new one.
I don't know.
Okay, Octopath Traveler.
It
Good
wasn't
game.
day one.
It
wasn't day one, though.
It was day one.
That was a stealth
Was it
launch
a launch?
on Game Pass too.
It did.
Was it-
I
was
played
it-
Day
The
one launch. It
Octopath
was the
Traveler-
first time on. That was this release date on Xbox.
Yeah, but
Okay.
the game was already existing on all the platforms.
On
Though.
PC
So
and
it wasn't like
Switch.
it wasn't like a day and date thing where it's dropping on all systems day one, but it's coming to Game Pass, like how Outriders did. Because the game essentially tapped out on the sales. So it's like, all right, we're gonna throw it in Game Pass, get Xbox gamers to hop on this game, boom. But
So with
those
that
two
logic-
examples that I brought up with MLB and Outriders, those two games, one, MLB wasn't selling on PlayStation. That's a fact. Outriders was about to flop, and Phil Spencer saved the game. Now,
It
if something
sold.
like a Scarlet Nexus comes to Game Pass, that would be a huge W. But I didn't view Outriders as a dope because the game wasn't great.
I got one.
It's not horrible, but it wasn't great.
MLB was still profitable on PlayStation every year.
Yeah,
it was still depending on how bad you think. Well, yeah, of course, MLB wanted. That's why they made them put them on Xbox, of course.
Yeah.
But it was still like a profitable game, even though it doesn't, like, in the grand scheme of things, when you look at the install base or when you look at other PlayStation exclusives that do 15 and 20 millions, right? Because somebody talking about they keep making failing games, but a lot of the PlayStation games are selling like crazy. It was still like a point of revenue that they had every year and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So them bringing in a multi-platform, I mean, yeah, MLB just wanted to expand that. They wanted to bring in the Xbox, PC. Is it on PC?
No, it's not on MLB isn't on PC. No, it's only
on
Xbox.
They only expanded it by one console platform, Xbox.
Yeah. But I guess
if they would have
that's all on MLB.
PC, I think that would have been big too.
Speaking of games not selling, though, since we on that subject of games not selling and shit, what is it? Street Fighter 5 didn't sell well on PlayStation, so it's not going to be exclusive. Street Fighter 6 not going to be exclusive.
Street Fighter 6 better not be exclusive to PlayStation because if
it's most likely. No, Street Fighter 6 is most likely going to be exclusive, but Street Fighter 5, it's way better now, and people have been more people have been playing it. But when it launched, hold on, it had a rough launch. It had a rough launch, but I will say that the sales of Street Fighter 5, you could say partially it's because it was exclusive, right? And then it didn't come to Xbox. But I would say most of it was because Capcom fucked up the launch themselves for Street Fighter 5.
Yeah,
and Street Fighter 5 was getting a lot of bad publicity because it lacked a lot of modes. You know, it like the hardcore community coming from 4 didn't really like a lot of the new mechanics, and it was very basic and stuff like that. So Street Fighter 5 had a lot of flack, but that was mainly because of It's the same thing with Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. That came on multiple platforms, but that game flopped, even though the previous Marvels did better before. Why? Because Capcom fucked up the game. So I think the whole Street Fighter situation, I don't think we look at it as like, it flopped because it was just PS exclusive. No, it flopped because the game.
The reason why it flopped.
It flopped because they fucked up on the game. But the game is way better now. They added so many more mechanics. The player base is happy. It's getting so many interests on tournaments and shit like that. Now PlayStation own Evo. They're buddy with Capcom and shit like that. I could definitely see Street Fighter 6 being exclusive again. I wouldn't doubt it.
It has to be a good Street Fighter game because other fighting games, you have Tekken 7, King of Fighters, you have Mortal Kombat 11. Like, these franchises are thriving, and there's many other fighting games out there that I'm not naming right now that I can't remember off the top of my head, but they're taking the crown in terms of gaining Blaze Blue, Smash. Like, there's so many other games right now that are more popular than Street Fighter and more relevant that they need to come out with something that's excellent. Like, going from Street Fighter 4 to 5 was a downgrade, and a lot of people know that.
I actually disagree. I think Street Fighter 5 is still one of the biggest games. It's bigger than Blaze. Like, all those games you mentioned, Tekken would be the one where it's like, Tekken and Mortal Kombat.
A big audience.
But not in the tournament scene. They have a big audience like Mortal Kombat sells to way more casuals. Right?
Like that's how we gauge it. Not just like tournaments, but also the amount of people that just buy the game and play it.
Right. I understand that. But what I'm saying is like Street Fighter now is doing better than ever. Like Street Fighter 5 in particularly, because they changed so many and they added more things to it. And they got rid of the guys that were fucking up the game. Like, he was fucking up Street Fighter and shit like that. And then since they got the new guys in, or the guys taking over now, everything that everybody's been asking for in Street Fighter 5 with the different mechanics and stuff like that, the different V triggers and all like that, they've been adding them, and they've been putting all the characters, or not all the characters, but a lot of the characters people have been asking for instead of the Capcom before was putting a lot of characters that people didn't give a fuck about. That's the same reason why people hated Marvel Infinite. Nobody wanted fucking Nemesis again. We already got him in 3. Why are we getting him in Infinite? Nobody wanted fucking the Dragon dude again and shit like that. So it's like, I don't know. I pay attention to a lot of the fighting game community and shit like that. I haven't played a lot. Street Fighter 5 is good, and I wouldn't surprise me if Street Fighter 6 wasn't exclusive. But why is this a topic anyways?
Yeah.
Shout
out to the Raven Flow. He says Capcom botched the launch of Street Fighter 5. It had nothing to do with exclusivity.
Exactly. I agree.
So So Scarlet Nexus, like I said, it's confirmed not to come to Game Pass. Battlefield is the next one that people are anticipating, and I think we're speculating. I think it happens at E3. There's some other titles out there that I feel like is going to be on the radar, and I think Game Pass is going to get some cool announcements. I know people were hyping up the whole Disney thing, the Disney Plus, but that promotion only turned out to be for new subscribers only. 30 days of Disney Plus with an Xbox Game Pass Ultimate subscription. I've taken advantage of that. I think the last time they ran that promotion, but for those that are interested in Disney Plus and Game Pass, subscribe to Game Pass and you get 30 days of Disney Plus. There was something on my mind. So Xbox is rumored to buy some studios. I think it's up to 2. Anybody want to give a crack at this? Of who's possibly? We're supposed to be finding this out at E3. They say at least 1 or 2.
Say what?
The annual Xbox acquisitions.
The rumor that people are speculating that Xbox may announce another acquisition at E3. I heard Crytek is a rumor, but I don't know why they will.
Yeah, I saw that.
Pick Crytek. Yeah. Crytek is trash now, so I don't know why would they want to pick Crytek up. That's the only thing that I've seen.
Cheap and maybe get them to do something.
Well, maybe they heard they were interested in Rise 2. They probably got a good wind of it. It probably looks good. The pitch probably was good. They're probably willing to accept it. And they're like, you know what? You guys got this engine, right? And we want to start to hoard our own in-house engines. I don't know if it's Crytek. If it's Crytek, personally, I'd be a little bit interested for the simple fact that I want to Rise 2. I don't care too much about the Crytek Crysis franchise.
The Cry engine.
The Cry engine is still optimized. Oh my god.
The Cry engine is still poorly optimized though. So would they want to keep that engine? You know?
I don't know. So I don't know about Crytek. Me personally, I think it's the studios that's working on these project games for them, like these World Publishing deals. So they got. I think IO Interactive is probably one of them.
Sega.
Sega's always been one that's come up. That Bond game coming out.
Yeah, I think it's them, and then whoever's making that Project Typhoon game that everybody's talking about, that everybody's hinting at, that's reportedly another third-party studio that's working on that game. I feel like it has to be. I mean, Sega. I think Sega is. I don't know about Sega. Sega they started to ramp up their stuff, and they announced a whole slew of multi-plat titles. They're still releasing PlayStation exclusive as well. So I'm not quite so sure. I think Xbox is still getting a whole ton of Game Pass deals from them, and still trying to collect third party or game like Personas and stuff like that from them. So I don't think Xbox acquires them. I do think they get more,
Yeah, I think that's the relationship.
Yeah,
I think that's the relationship between Sega and Xbox. Not necessarily that they're going to acquire them, but they haven't. But they're getting. Yeah. They're going to bring more games over to Xbox. Maybe get an exclusive here and there. Like they have enough. Matter of fact, Phantasy Star, right? They just launched that new expansion or whatever. Yeah, that's exclusive to Xbox out here in the West.
Yeah, people like Xbox ain't got no exclusive. Mech Warrior came out at the end of May, by the way. Mech Warrior 5, that's exclusive to Xbox and PC.
Oh, because y'all ain't talking about it.
Oh no!
Well, how's it like?
It's trash. I try to
I like that.
It is trash.
I like Mech Warrior.
You gotta be into those type of shits to enjoy some shit like that. I was like, this is where them desktop dellers come from. Like this shit. I can't do that.
I like that.
The Black Bonds game.
Yeah, that's a Black Bond type game. But yeah, I downloaded it. I was like, no, it's too much. How do you make a fucking a game like that a simulation? I ain't know mechs were real to be a simulator, But yeah, it's available. It's an Xbox IP. I forget they own the It's weird because they own the IP, the games rights. I guess they don't own the other universes that exist. But when it comes to the games, Xbox are the ones that can publish the games, but that's out. It's on Game Pass, an exclusive that kind of just came out. No one was really checking for it. You got to be a very particular person to be interested in something like that. But it is available today. It's an exclusive, and it's been less than 600 days. But the other
But it's not AAA.
Who said that?
You gotta. Who's not AAA?
Yeah.
Is Saltine Craft still in here with their countdowns of fucking counting down how many AAAs are now?
Oh, what is 650 days or some shit like that?
They sit there with the fucking from the Gears of War launch. And sit there. It's been 600 and some days since September 19th, 2019.
That shit getting to you.
Yeah, but let's pay attention to this. Right?
Truth hurts. Truth hurts.
Pay attention to games that had recently come into Game Pass, and look at the studios. Right? The studios, like if they're acquiring a studio, it's a studio that typically does games for a bunch of different other publishers. What did Xbox put into Game Pass recently, and what else could potentially go into Game Pass otherwise? I feel like whoever they're buying. They do, they do some special things for me. They acquire them, they announce their new game, and their existing games go into Game Pass, and then obviously we got this FPS boost hype, so it gets that FPS boost treatment. So if you look at some of the recent stuff that's either just recently got into Game Pass, I think that gives us a clue to whom that they're acquiring. Just off the so that's how my take is that once we find whatever studio is making Project Typhoon is one of the studios Xbox is acquiring, and the one thing to pay attention to is all right, what else games that they make, and are you interested in those other IPs? I think that's my best bet on that one. Any thoughts on that? Anybody got any thoughts on who they could be acquiring? I think I already asked the question, but
I don't know. I was thinking what Warner Brothers was a talk of them being acquired.
Mm-hmm.
I know Sega was another talk. Me, I would personally like if they got Konami. Mm-hmm. Because there's a lot of IPs that Konami owns that would be great for like the Xbox brand if they revive the stuff.
Yeah,
but
there's Castlevania, there's Silent Hill.
No, but they don't need to buy. They can make a deal from that because
I'm just saying if you bought Konami, you would just automatically own.
Yeah,
but I wouldn't buy them for that.
Yeah, but that's true. But it's like okay, because it's like rumors that Sony's been talking with Konami to bring their IPs exclusive. So it's like, for example, like if Sony say, "Hey, Konami, you're not doing nothing with these IPs. You're not doing nothing with Metal Gear Solid. How about you let us take Metal Gear Solid, do a remake, and we'll pay you, and you also get all the royalties or whatever like that." And Xbox can do the same thing with them. Like, they can get a Contra game or some shit like some type of crazy
Frogger,
shooter.
Man.
Or maybe Frogger. Yeah. I can't wait to play Frogger in 4K 60.
Maybe a Castlevania game
up to 120.
Or maybe like a Castlevania exclusive game to compete with something like a Bloodborne or some shit like that.
Yeah, they should definitely.
That would be kind of interesting.
I think with the whole with Konami, I don't think you buy Konami. I think that would be I think they're more interested. They find it more beneficial to license out their IPs because they have no interest in making the games.
Yeah,
they don't have
no. That's the thing. That's what I'm saying. That they don't have any interest. That's why
they don't.
Xbox just buy
them. They're not developing games no more. So if you buy them, like what's going to be the devs you gain from that? Like what devs are going to be developing these games? They're going to have to find. They're going to have to give them to their other studios or find other devs to make these IPs.
And for all that, you might as well just sign a licensing deal with Disney or Marvel or some shit like that, if that's the case.
Right.
And get the Star Wars license back from EA. I'll take that.
Yep. But what else? I mean, was there? I don't. Like I said, there wasn't much that went on. Say what?
I said, not really.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot. I mean, besides like the Ratchet and Clank stuff.
Ratchet and Clank. And I know, like I said, this is an Xbox show, but like I said, I'm a fan of Ratchet and Clank. I made a bet riding high that this game was going to get a 90 or better, and I somehow lost that.
You lost it?
Yeah.
Wait, what was the bet exactly? You betted what?
That the game would score a 90 or better. I
Man,
thought that was
really?
pretty safe.
I figured you'd be like it's gonna.
Damn, dude, Insomnia got any game that scored.
Wait, what's it at right now? I thought the last I saw was like at 89. So what do you
88.
win?
No,
it's
still there.
It's still at 80. It can still go up to 90, like once like the other reviews go in and stuff like that. But shit, I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, it's like damn, like yo, I don't know what it is with you, Salute, but anytime you make a bet, the opposite happens every single time.
Yeah.
Every single time.
It
So
happened to me.
I wish you would have bet against Ratchet and Clank getting a 90 because they would have had a 90 right now.
Sure.
It's crazy because I was capping for Ghost before that came out. I was like, yo, Ghost is gonna get like a 90, and then that shit got an 83. I'm still upset about that, man. Like that really pissed me off. 83 for that game.
That's still an amazing score because look at it. Last year, my game of the year was an 87. In 2018, my game of the year was an 87. My second game of the year last year was an 83. You know, in the third game of the year last year was a 93. So it's like, you know, I was like, I don't know, like this whole like Metacritic thing. Like I pay attention to it and shit like that, but I think some people put way too much flack on it. Like on either side, I think people put way too much. I think people
live and breathe too much.
Ratchet and Clank got an 89. Ratchet and Clank got an 89, right? And some people will be like, well, it's not a 90. Oh, I thought PlayStation game's supposed to be amazing 90 rated. I'm like, bro, what the fuck is 89? It's damn near 90. It's basically a fucking 90. Like, what are you talking about?
Like, blame the fan base that did that. It was PlayStation fans that did. You gotta blame them for it.
I mean, that's true. Yeah, a lot of
Big Show, I did not forget about your super chat. He says, "I say Sega and the Konami." See, those aren't regular. That's two publishers. He was answering on who they should, who he think they're gonna announce at E3. Sega and Konami. I still think that's far fetched. Sega, I don't think happens at E3. I think that's such a big purchase, and that if that was the case, I think it would happen in the same way that Bethesda would happen, probably an end of the quarter purchase or something like that.
Like a wake up announcement. Like we wake up one day and then they announce it.
Yeah, that's the announcement that has to go. That goes over like gaming. It has to go to like fucking MSNBC and all this other shit. Like, but I mean, those are good. I think I don't know if they go that big, but I do like. There's a lot of the teams and stuff that's out there. I look at the team that did Flight Sim. I mean, we all want our specific studios from like WB. I mean, we heard rumors of like Square Enix, wanting to sell, or them selling off Crystal Dynamics. I take that in a heartbeat. But
honestly, I really do think Square Enix. I think they need to trim some of their fat off because because to me, Square Enix, when it comes to like their in-house, right, like the ones that are making like the Final Fantasies and like pretty much the Japanese side of Square Enix, not like the Western external studios like Crystal Dynamics, Eidos, or whatever. But particularly, they're doing absolutely amazing, and I'm looking forward to a lot of their games that they're producing, and they've been hitting it quality after quality after quality. Their Western developers, not so much. So I wouldn't be mad if Square Enix sells off like Crystal Dynamics or anything like that to Xbox, to be honest with you. I think Square Enix needs to trim a little bit of fat off.
Speaking of Square Enix, aren't they Babylon's Full? I remember that from last year.
Yes, it's going to be shown Sunday. That's the Platinum Games.
Which
is exclusive to PlayStation and PC.
Yeah, that's going to be fire, bro.
Yeah, Square Enix is getting on my damn nerve with all these exclusive to PlayStation. It's like,
you got Octopath Traveler on Game Pass, baby. Be happy.
They be doing too much with that shit. I'm like, damn, like. Tell me how you really feel.
Yeah, Babylon Fall looks pretty fire.
Yeah, that should look fire. That should look fire.
Yeah, and they actually showed gameplay. Like they showed the gameplay of it last year, so it's looking pretty good. I can't wait.
They're also going to show the Eidos Montreal's new game, which is going to be a cross-gen game. But I think it's the rumored Galaxy. I think it's the rumored Galaxy of the Guardians game.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, there's some type of rumor that I think IDOS is supposed to be working on some type of Galaxy of the Guardians type of game.
God.
Which hold on, but here's the thing. I guarantee it won't be like the Avengers as far as like an online multiplayer game. If it's a single player only game, this is from the guys that made Deus Ex. If it's a single player only game, I'll definitely be excited for that.
Oh, well, I see.
Speaking of Deus Ex, that game
I'm gonna have to see about that.
Now. I had to throw that out there. That's why I bought a bunch of Lego games because they were cheap, some FPS boosts, and there was like a 4,000 point bonus if you bought like the games during the Xbox game sale thing they had. Like I think the last week of May, you get like if you spent like $40, you got like 4,000 points. So I bought a bunch of Lego games, and they were all the games that were FPS boosted. So I did.
Which one? Lego the Hobbit better be
the Lego the Hobbit. Yep,
Hell yeah, dude.
The both Marvel
Lego
superheroes,
the
the Marvel superhero games, the Lego Batman, and is it Lego City? Do I have that one?
Lego City, yeah.
That's literally Lego GTA. Like, but my background's still out. But yeah, I mean, other than that, man, I mean, I didn't got much. Like I said, you guys can I'll be here live. What time is the Xbox show? Is it 1:00?
Yep. EST, 1:00 EST.
1:00 Eastern. Yep, with my Sour Patch Kids and something to drink. We'll be here live with Planet Xbox crew watching.
We're doing webcams out there.
I plan on doing webcam unless it's overkill. If it's overkill, it won't be webcams. And I say overkill, but meaning let me just check
the amount of people.
Yeah, I just want to make sure I have my setup can fit for like the watch party can fit up to 5 people in a webcam.
Okay.
So if we have more than 5, then we'll go to like full screen, and then our Discord icons will be on the side.
I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we just gotta do a head count. Who's gonna be there on Sunday before we even go live?
Yeah. If you want me there, I'll
we also got another super chat.
I got another super chat.
Yep.
And this super chat is the big show. I think Xbox should. He said, I think Xbox should get into VR more. Thoughts? Halo and VR would be fire. Put the VR games in Game Pass.
I think the VR market currently it's good as it is. Oculus Quest is a hot seller. PSVR 2 is coming, and a lot of the rumors around PSVR 2 is looking pretty good right now. Hopefully they look at Oculus and do even a better job of implementing some of those features even better to PSVR 2. And you have things like the Valve Index, which is $1,000 VR headset, and that's still like selling out, which is ridiculous. But you look at the features that it's insane. I don't think Microsoft would entertain the idea of investing in VR. I don't think they want to make VR games, honestly. Like,
so
they don't have the talent for that.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say so. I don't think Microsoft should invest in like their own VR, right? Like an Xbox VR or anything like that.
I think they partner.
But would it be, because I said this before, would it be cool if they somehow were able to partner with like HTC Vive or the Oculus or whatever to allow, those third-party VR be available on Xbox, and you can still play the VR games and stuff like that. So, but I don't know if they build their system to. It's pretty much a good, powerful, like a good mid-range like PC, right? The Series X or whatever. So it should be able to handle it.
If the PS4 can do VR,
yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Well,
the
remember
PS4,
the Xbox One X was built to do VR. They just never went in on their plans to do so.
So I think as far as them investing in VR or no, but it'll be cool but they can, like I said, get a third-party deal where it's like. Your Oculus Rift works with Xbox and stuff like that.
Or your Quest 2, something like that. It'll be cool, but
the Quest 2's good.
I have the Quest 2. I love it. I play a good amount of like Steam VR games on it. Plus the standalone feature is excellent where you're on the go and you have some friends you want to like show up the VR to. So I think VR has a bright future. But with Microsoft, we've seen what they tried to do with something like the Kinect, and at first it hit. But over the long term, they try to shove it down people's throat with the Xbox One launch, and it has a bad stigma around it. So Worst comes to
Remember the
worst,
augmented reality?
you get a third party deal and say, hey, you can use this VR headset with Xbox and it'll work. But that's pretty much it.
I'm
Remember
not
the
a
augmented
VR
reality,
person.
It was back in 2000. They had demo like some type of like some type of virtual. It wasn't virtual reality. It was something else. The other reality, whatever. Where you actually see
HoloLens, that thing.
Yeah, the HoloLens, and also the one where it's like when you're playing the game, like your walls would change like different colors and
I
shapes
remember
while you're
that.
playing.
All
That
this
Remember that
augmented
shit?
reality.
never came back.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot. What was that?
It was something that was supposed to like
some demo.
basically widen your screen up and make like your room immersed into the game.
Yeah, it's augmented reality. So you have VR and then you have AR. So the augmented reality is what brings that extra level of immersion. You already see that with a lot of cell phones, how they're delving into AR features. We're able to measure like your room and things like that, and bring like objects. And Amazon does that where like you can literally like take your camera and then put a TV on your wall to see how it will fit. It's still a bit wonky, but it works.
Yeah. I personally would like to see VR or something on
Well, what do
Xbox.
you guys think Xbox? Because Valve is rumored. I don't believe these Steam stuff, but do you think there's any sort of what if Xbox was to collaborate with Valve on anything? What would it be?
Dude, I would like. I mean,
Well, they did it. They did it with Left 4 Dead. Left 4 Dead,
That-
remember,
that's a
was on the
game.
Xbox. That was
No,
it.
that's the
Probably
game.
like
He's
a
talking about
game.
like we used to mean like maybe like a Steam integration on.
Yeah,
on
like people
Xbox
keep.
or some
I
shit
don't
like that.
see why you would put Steam on like that. I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't see that
That doesn't
either.
make
That
sense.
that was like that would they will crush like their own markets with that because you have like, well, what should I buy this Xbox game that's also available on Steam and I get the CD keys for cheaper and shit like that. I don't know. I don't think that market will fit alongside with Xbox Live on their own platform like that.
I mean, unless
So, I don't
Game
know.
Pass goes to Steam, which would be. I mean, I guess it would be better for like PC users, but then, and how would they work that in? But then again, what does Xbox get to benefit? I don't know what I would want Steam.
Yeah,
from
that's
Steam
weird. I
on
don't know
Xbox.
either.
I don't know. Lead them dudes right over there, bro. But as far as the show, like I also lately, you guys notice with the Planet Xbox, we've been actively getting guests on the show. We had Aerial Knights on a few weeks back. We had Destin Legary on last month. We had Miles Dampier from Windows Central, and the next one we're trying to close out. We're trying to get Snowbike Mike from the Kind of Funny Xcast. So we'll keep you guys updated on that, and when it happens, if it happens, obviously you'll hear about it on Twitter. But keep it locked with us, and we'll try to keep making these things happen, and hope you guys enjoyed. But anybody else got anything going on before we get out of here?
Hold up, before we head out, man. I need y'all input, man. We was talking before the show, and I need y'all help with this Halo because I'm conflicted, man. I'm really conflicted.
man,
So
I don't even know why you conflicted.
So I played 1 through 3 my first time, right? And I don't know how to judge it. Like I don't know my thoughts about it because I'm conflicted in two ways, right? So one is like if I judge it by today's standards, besides Halo 2, like Halo, so if I judge it by today's standards, Halo 1 and 3 is trash to me. If I'm judging it by today's standards, right?
I'm hurting.
But if I try to take myself back in the day, like the two, whenever it released, I can see where the hype comes from, right? So I'm
talking about from a story standpoint or from gameplay?
I'm talking about from there. So Halo 1 gameplay is
Garbage. It's garbage.
yeah, pretty garbage. Yeah,
It's garbage.
especially the Warthog. That shit was I hate
It
it.
doesn't hold up well. 2 and 3 holds up way better. From
So-
a gameplay standpoint.
So Halo 2 is my favorite so far. Halo 2 was fucking fantastic. From everything, from top to bottom, fantastic. Halo 3 to me took a step back. Well, okay, I'll put it like this. Halo 3 took a step back if I'm comparing it to the anniversary edition of Halo 2. Like, and that's how I played it. Was the anniversary?
What about two? I think with two, because if you all right, so the campaign's one thing. Like some people debate between 2 and 3. I think 3 is a better campaign because 2 has some moments where it's a bit weird at times.
I think
and three really balanced the Halo franchise from a multiplayer standpoint because
Dre it likes 2 because it looks good.
It looks good.
It does look good.
It plays good. The sound design is absolutely fantastic.
Oh yeah, the battle rifle in that game.
Yeah, especially when you switch back and forth between the old and the new. Oh my god, it's phenomenal.
Yeah, I like Halo 3's battle rifle better. But...
See, with 3,
the sound design of 2's is a bit. It has a bit more impact to it. But 3's is better overall. No, even if you play OG 2 without the update, like Battlefield.
One thing about this, Dre, that I had my issue with you playing it is that you didn't play it in co-op.
Well, see, hold on.
Only because like I when I think of Halo, I associate it with playing with getting with friends, playing the campaign, dude. I every year or so I go back and I play the campaigns with my wife, with my friends, and whatever, and I still have a blast, even though I've played the Halo series multiple times. And
yeah, but my thing is when y'all played it back in the day, y'all played it. That was your first time with y'all first experience, probably solo, right?
Mm-hmm. No, for me, I played Halo 3 4-player co-op campaign legendary.
Yeah, but what about 1 and 2 though?
Huh?
What about 1 and 2? You probably played that by yourself.
No.
Oh, okay.
I didn't have an OG Xbox, so my first kind of real actual playthrough of them was with the Master Chief Collection, which had co-op, which I think even on the original Xbox, Halo 1 and 2 had co-op as well.
Yeah, they had co-op, a split screen on it.
No, so like my entire like Halo campaign, I've never played them by myself. I played every single one with friends.
Did you get to ODST yet and Reach? Because those two campaigns are great.
ODST was great,
I'm
dude.
not.
If you play Reach by yourself, I'm gonna cry.
I'm not doing those. I'm just.
Yeah, I just want to.
I'm just doing the main ones.
Those are good stories.
ODST is great, though. I would highly recommend ODST.
I'll try it down the line.
Dude, Reach is a full.
When you get to Reach in Halo 4 and Halo 5, let me know. I'll play those with you. I'm not the biggest fan of ODST. I found it boring.
Damn.
Oh my God, dude,
I get it, but
characters in there, and the aesthetic was great.
They do, but you're not a Spartan in that game.
That's the point. You're playing as a human.
That's the point. It's literally in the title. You're the ODST troops.
Yeah, I know, but it's just like I don't know. I thought the game was
that silence SMG.
It was a good twist.
I love that.
It was a good twist on Halo, like making you play as a human as opposed to playing as a one-man army Spartan. Like you can feel the vulnerability, especially on the higher difficulty. And then Reach overall, like books are made about Reach, so they really adapted into the game pretty well. It was a great story. Yeah, so if you want to play that one, just let us know. We'll hop on co-op with you.
No, I'm just saying, man, do some playing Xbox streams, play through the Halos, dude, it'd be fire.
Yeah.
Well, that's just my thing, man.
But like with 3 though, right? With 3, I feel like 3 had the better set pieces than 2. Like, and they had the bigger and better set pieces. But 2 is my I love 2 from top to bottom, right?
Yeah, a lot of people love 2.
But so like I just don't know how to feel about it because because I played it now. To me, it feels like I have to judge them by today's standards because of when I played them, right? So it feels like I have to judge them by today's standards, and if I do that, Halo ain't that great to me. Besides, 2.
I guess what kind of standards are you trying to compare it though to? Because I feel like
just like first person shooters of today.
I mean, it don't have sprint. I think that's about.
Well, I'm just talking about like game, just overall gameplay, story, how stories is told, and I mean,
when you get to Halo 5, you're gonna have a greater appreciation for the early Halo games. I'll tell you that.
See, Halo 5 is where I dropped off. I did not
like that. Did you play 4 yet, Dre? Did you play 4 yet?
No, that's next. That's I'm playing that after Ratchet.
4 is great. That's a great story.
4 is probably the only game that I would say would be okay to play single player because that's a very personal Master Chief story.
Mm-hmm.
So like I would be okay.
I think you might like 4.
Yeah, it's graphically
because
delicious.
it's a way more personal story. It's just more focused on Master Chief and Cortana.
Yeah,
That's the thing, though, right? Even with the characters, right? I'm not really that like, okay, Cortana, I kind of can see where her story arc is going. I kind of see that she's going down this weird, I want to control type everything kind of thing.
Wait, you get the
Master Chief, like he really don't got no personality, so I really can't kick it with that dude.
Yeah, you see it before. 4 really starts to examine Master Chief and
4 has a lot more heart into it, I will say.
And then
the
like
only character from the original trilogy I really identified with that was really good was Sergeant Johnson. Yeah.
Hell yeah,
even that dude though.
My guy.
See, like, if I'm being honest, the character that kind of had some kind of I kind of had something for was the Keys chick. The girl whose dad it was her because she had her dad die and then she ended up getting clapped at the end. So I'm like, oh shit, hold up.
Now let me ask you this.
I'm like, yo,
you fuck with the soundtrack though, right? Because the soundtrack of Halo is fire.
The soundtrack in 2 Anniversary is phenomenal. But hold up, Logan. Hold up. Because I said this on Twitter. I did not like the Congo bullshit they throw in there. It's not needed. Like it's not needed. That Congo I wasn't feeling with that shit. I was not feeling that. That was whack.
God, you're killing me.
Yeah, that shit was whack.
So like another thing is if you like a more personal story, that's why I would also recommend Reach. Because Reach is just all about one squad just trying to get the fuck off of Reach.
Great cast of characters in Reach.
Great cast of characters, very personal. Every character is just flawless in my mind. The one thing that fucking pisses me off, which I've been seeing a lot on Twitter, is people sharing the Xbox Bethesda E3 showcasing and fucking saying that Emil is from Gears of War. I don't know if I'm fucking old.
No,
dude, I'm pissed. Dude,
they said that?
Yes, dude. I've fucking they're like, who's this guy? Gears of War 6 confirmed at E3. I'm like, that's fucking Emil.
Listen, man. These fanboys don't play Halo. They don't play Halo.
What the fuck, dude?
All these dudes that talk shit about Halo do not play Halo. I do not take them serious because if I say something about a PlayStation game, which I rarely ever do, they would say, "Did you play it?" Right? Mm-hmm. Well, bitch, did you play Halo? Name me when was the last time you played the fucking Halo game? Let me know, because you don't play it. So don't talk about Halo. Now I won't talk about your game.
They fucking sit there and say Emil is fucking from Gears of War.
At least Dre played the game, so Dre can sit here and say, "Hey, I didn't like 3 as much as 2. This is the reason why." Like he's breaking it down. Some people just say, "Yo, this shit's trash," and it's like, "Whoa, like." Come on.
Like I was saying, if I'm taking it back, if I'm taking myself back to when they released, okay, I understand, right? Cool. But if I'm going by today's standards, Halo ain't. It's alright. It's just alright. It ain't. I'm not seeing the hype.
You trying to play some Halo 5 multiplayer later? What's up?
I'm going to bed after this, though.
I really wish you would have played him co-op. I don't know. I just feel like.
I need that person. I need that personal, one-on-one thing.
It's a whole different experience in co-op, man.
But Smooth, was it on Weapon Wheel? Where I think the question was asked if you think that in today's climate, with all these other big games like Call of Duty Warzone, Fortnite, Apex Legend, that something like a Halo can like thrive with like the younger generation, you know what I mean? Especially because Halo is different from those games as far as like how the game plays and what. I mean, all those games are different from each other, but I'm just saying it's like, what do y'all think like Halo needs to do as far as like modernize for like to gain like a huge crowd, like that Apex Legends crowd, or
I don't want
that.
Halo
Because
to play like any of that
think-
bullshit.
yeah,
I mean,
Yeah.
I think there's going to be a big
Yeah.
crowd regardless because it's going to be it's free for everybody, no matter what platform you're going to be on to play it. So I think right there's
well, not on
the
PlayStation.
barrier of entry. You're going to have a crap ton of people right off the bat playing it, for sure. You're gonna have people there. I don't think that's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
Halo 5's multiplayer was a good multiplayer. The campaign lacked a lot, right? If you're thinking about a really engaging multiplayer aspect, they need to not do too much to 5. Keep a lot of the things that made 5 good, because what 5 did was 5 took it back to the more traditional style of Halo. You still had sprint, but the abilities wasn't a big part of it. It's more of like your map knowledge, gaining map control by getting power weapons, and really learning how to use your thrust and everything like that, and traverse the map. So Halo's always been about map control and securing those power weapons to hold down a certain spot of the map so that you guys can just control the entire match. So they need to keep that aspect of it and not change it too much like how Halo 4 did. Halo 4 tried to do too much, and the multiplayer wasn't good, but the campaign was. So you need to have a good balance of both.
I liked Halo 4's multiplayer more than 5's. That's just.
I didn't mind 4. I was really good at 4, but I can see why people has an issue with 4 and like 5 a lot.
Yeah, 5 is more simpler. I wasn't the biggest fan of 4 because that's when they introduced like loadouts and shit like that, and I'm like, nah. Shout out to the Ravenflow. He said COD knocked off Halo years ago, and BF put the final nail. Like, shut the fuck up. Battlefield did nothing to Halo. Like,
Shout out to Ravenflow. Thanks for the donation.
They, like Call of Duty, I give you that, because when they went to like the Modern Warfare, like Halo 3, after Halo 3 sort of took a hit when I think was it Modern Warfare or Call of Duty 4. No, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare came out, blew up, and then by the time Halo 4 came out, it was time for, I think, Black Ops, or I think it came out along with where
it was in 2012. I think it was Black Ops 2. Yeah, Black Ops 2 came out the same year Halo 4 did, and Halo 4 was alive for like a week, and the multiplayer fell off really fast because there were just other games out around the same time.
Yeah, and
Battlefield didn't really do much
to
the audience of Halo.
Yeah,
it was mainly Call of Duty.
Yeah. I don't want to hear that. Don't try to rewrite history. Battlefield did nothing to Halo. Absolutely nothing.
No, Battlefield came the competitor to Call of Duty when Battlefield. I mean, it was always like Battlefield. It was when Battlefield 3 came out. That's when Battlefield like blew up.
Yeah, it blew up, became very mainstream on console.
None of the Battlefield, because I know there's some Battlefield fans like, nah, I was playing Battlefield back in 2002. Like, listen, I know there was a hardcore community, especially on PC and stuff. But when Battlefield 3 came out, that's when that shit blew up, and it was mainly being compared to Call of Duty. It wasn't being compared to Halo or nothing like that. It's mainly being compared to Call of Duty. That's that's the direct.
Like it should.
You're looking at
military
two
shooter.
completely different genres of games. You're looking at a sci-fi first-person shooter versus a more like realistic squad-based.
Yeah, Battlefield is more.
Modern combat.
Tactical.
They're catering to way completely different people.
And then Halo is an arena shooter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's different. And Call of Duty is like, that fast-paced arcade shooter or whatever. Halo's an arena shooter. Is nothing like Call of Duty or Battlefield.
I'll just say from the outside looking in, I just wouldn't bet against Halo, right? Like Halo's that one Xbox title that I wouldn't bet against, because it only takes one great game for Halo to be where it was. Right. In my opinion. So,
I agree.
Yeah.
That's why I never say. Listen, me personally, I don't really like play Halo like that. Like the last one I played was like 3. I'm not a Halo fan or anything like that. You never hear me talk shit about Halo. Like you can't. Like Halo. I remember when the first Halo came out, that literally changed like the gaming industry. Like it literally revolutionized the gaming industry with first-person shooters and all that shit. So I would never talk shit about Halo. And you would never see me talk shit about Halo, even though like I know like some Halo fans have definitely been disappointed with like the past 2 Halos, but maybe Halo Infinite can revitalize their love for it again. So we'll see.
Yeah,
So
I got hope for it. I think it's gonna be good.
Is Infinite supposed to be like a open world type thing?
Yeah.
The semi-open world, like open
So,
areas, but not
semi-open,
full
yeah.
open world. Yeah,
Like a
they said,
Destiny.
yeah, because they came out and said some
okay.
people were thinking it was an open world, but they came out and said like, no, it's not an open world game. It's more like a open area, stuff like that. Which it doesn't matter. Like I like games like that. That's like not every game has to be open worlds, but if you have like a large area to explore,
Like a
that's
hub
cool, too.
world.
Yeah, I like that a lot. So personally,
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Time to
but
play with friends. That's what I'm saying.
yeah. So, anything else? We
No,
pretty
man.
much
that's
covered
it.
it.
That's it.
I think we're all just anticipating this E3. It's right
Oh
around.
yeah.
I'm anticipating these
Are y'all
games
are
that
y'all
are coming
doing
out.
a prediction type thing or
We
what's
did
what's
that
up with that?
last
Yeah,
week.
well,
Oh,
Miles,
did y'all?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but Dre, you
Yeah,
got a
that was last
prediction?
week.
Do you got a prediction?
For the Xbox?
Yeah, I want to hear. I don't really care about anything else.
Not really. Like I said, I'm going. Like, I have no expectations. So I'm going in with a clean slate.
That's
So
how I
if
am
like
too. Yeah.
if I like it, I like it. If I don't, I don't. I just want to see gameplay. That's all I want to see.
Yeah,
More
they
gameplay
definitely
than
gotta
anything.
On the
show that
Series X.
gameplay, not
On the Series
fucking
X gameplay.
CG trailers.
Yeah.
We need to see the games.
I think they should get the indies out the way first, though. That's what I think.
Yeah, honestly, when it comes to like the real small games do deserve to to be showcased, I guess. But I think there's just certain ones that don't need to be up there because it can kind of throw the pacing off. I think some of these smaller games could be shown off in like a pre-show, like the countdown leading up to the stream itself. Like just get those out the way. So
Okay.
hello.
I just want a great show, man. That's all. That's really.
I'm just curious.
What a great show.
Has Sony announced anything that they're doing?
No, not yet. There's
a rumor floating around the 22nd.
There's a rumor, but all of these
22nd.
All of these Sony rumors have been false. have been
Yeah,
false.
of course.
So PlayStation insiders are garbage.
Trash.
Yeah, they're like 0 for 20.
Yeah, exactly. Yo, trust me. I even get on them, but I mean, we know that they're gonna have some type of big summer PS5 showcase and shit like that. We just don't know when right now.
Yeah.
I guess I got one question for everybody. If we want to just go around, what's from each publisher, from Nintendo, from Xbox, from PlayStation, what's like one dead series that hasn't been around for a long time that you'd like to see on each platform?
PlayStation for me is Jack and Daxter.
Okay. That's fair.
PlayStation for me, SOCOM.
SOCOM, yep, I agree. SOCOM.
PlayStation for me, I'm gonna say the Getaway.
Dude, I was just fucking thinking.
Oh yeah, Getaway was lit.
Smooth.
Yeah, Getaway was fire.
Dude, the first Getaway was fire. The second,
Black Monday was trash.
Facts.
Black Monday was like they went hella the wrong direction with that game.
But
dude, I remember what was that? That was done by like what, Team Soho, right? Do they still have?
Yeah,
London Studios. I thought it was London Studios.
No, the Team Soho.
It was called Team Soho then.
They just trademarked London Studios just trademarked a Soho engine, and there's rumored that they're working on their own open world game right now. Rumors. I can't confirm.
If it's the Getaway, I'm not gonna lie, I'll probably shit my pants. I mean that game was ahead of its time for when it came out, and then it's just been stagnant ever since.
What about you, Nick? One dead franchise from PlayStation that you would like to get back?
Oh man, I don't know. I was gonna say SOCOM myself, but
that's fine. You can say SOCOM.
I take either that or Resistance.
Yeah,
I like those two.
For Xbox, some of y'all may know my answer, some may not, but Banjo-Kazooie.
Yeah.
Obviously, yeah, Banjo, or either that or Conquer. I definitely want to see one of those two games or some shit like that. I think Phantom Dust had a cool concept, but I think it wasn't executed right. But I don't think they will ever bring that back.
Yeah.
For me, for Xbox, and this isn't theirs, like their property, but I want a Knights of the Old Republic.
That's EA.
Yeah, but I mean they had it was exclusive for Xbox. So
Dre, I said that last week. I said one of because we were doing like our fantasy whatever for Xbox. One of the things I said is like, yo, if Xbox can get the Knights of the Old Republic reboot back as an exclusive, because I played it exclusively on Xbox on the OG.
That would be huge.
That one game right there, just that one game, that will make me buy an Xbox for that
would
game.
be huge.
For Xbox, man, I'm gonna go with Cameo, Elements of Power. They only had one game, but they were on to something, and I think a game like that in this day and age,
Definitely will work.
You choose Cameo over Banjo?
Yeah, I don't like that damn
God.
bear. I tried to play these Banjo games, and them shit just does not work for me.
The first one was fire on the N64, dog. That shit was
I
better
couldn't
than
get in
Mario 64, in my opinion. Fans might disagree, but I thought so.
Mario's overrated.
Yeah.
The newer ones, yeah, I would definitely say the newer ones.
All of them. Besides Galaxy and 64. Besides Galaxy and 64. It's the same. It's been the same game for 25 years. They all the same.
And they fucking still sell like hotcakes, man.
They do, but it's overrated.
Mechanics like Galaxy doesn't play the same as Odyssey and shit like that. I mean, I get what you're saying though. It's still like the same. It's platforming and shit like that. It's only so much you can do. Yeah.
If I tell you the story in Super Mario, you can tell me the story in Super Mario Odyssey. It's the same thing.
Mario.
But that's the point. It's been the same for 25 years.
No,
like, come on, that's the point.
Rescuing Princess Peach from Bowser.
You still rescue. Like when they gonna get it through y'all head that she fucking Bowser, dog? Like that's why
she don't want to be saved. Mario keeps taking
she
away.
keep getting captured, dog, for a reason. It's the reason she keep getting captured. Come on, man.
You're walking through the castle with her for like 10 minutes and she gets kidnapped.
And then she get kidnapped. Come on, it's the same thing, dog. Overrated. Ori is better than 99% of all Mario games. Facts.
Yeah. Look at them.
Played it. I haven't played it yet.
Yeah, they're about to get triggered, man.
Ori is heat.
So what's your pick? For Nintendo then?
Oh shit. That's a good question. Cause they still got all their like damn near all their
all they do is
I would say like for me,
they don't got F-Zero.
I'm gonna throw a random one out there. Eternal Darkness.
Okay.
I know that they try to like revive that or do a spiritual like what was it? Who was it? Silicon Knights. They try to do like a Kickstarter, but I want Nintendo to take control of that and do an Eternal Darkness 2 or something like that. That'd be great.
To me, Earthbound, which is the RPG and shit, they haven't brought that shit back. I would say Metroid, but they're coming out with a Metro 4, but I don't know when they're gonna come out with a Metro 4.
Then that game got restarted for development, didn't it?
Yeah, or Kid Icarus too, but I don't know.
Kid Icarus, damn, I remember that.
Yeah, for me, I don't have a dead franchise, but a game I would want to see come back is Pokemon Stadium.
Oh yeah,
that shit was fire on the GameCube.
Yeah,
that shit was fire.
That was the last one on GameCube, wasn't it?
Well, they had two on game. They had Pokemon Stadium and then the Pokemon Stadium
XD, something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Those are actually from different developers. It wasn't Game Freak who was making them. And it's the interesting thing about those games. They have better animations for the Pokemon than the modern day Pokemon games.
Yeah, they do.
Sword and Shield,
they
recycle 3DS animations for Sword and Shield. You don't understand how disappointed
to be honest, like, you could take Dre's thing about Mario, like Pokemon's been the same shit.
No, but
that's true.
They always had good stories though. With Mario, it's the same story. But with these games, it's always like a good end game, a good story with these different teams and everything. Like the concept is the same, yes, but like the actual story behind Pokemon and what you do in those games in each region is different. They never recycle the same story or concept throughout the entire game. It's just the premise.
Pokemon for no story.
What I would want from Nintendo, and this is very selfish, I don't really care. I'm going back. Give me a current wrestling game with current graphics, but in the play style of WrestleMania 2000 and No Mercy.
I'm
Oh,
with you.
dude, yeah, no mercy.
If
That was
I
a good
can
one.
get something like that, I'm good.
That's not a Nintendo.
WCW.
Yeah, but
Revenge,
Nintendo,
baby.
but the Nintendo version of those games was played a certain way. Like I don't know.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, Smooth.
Like the Nintendo games were played differently than what like the PlayStation games were. Like the Smackdowns, and then like I had to learn how to play Smackdown after coming off of because once they translated to like GameCube and whatnot, I had to. It was all Smackdown from there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's the show. It's about to be 11 o'clock.
Wait, one more
wrap.
question. One more question. Do y'all think this? One more. Do y'all think this Switch Pro is a real thing?
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, it's real.
Yeah.
It's already had Amazon leaked listings of it.
Oh, okay,
It's
okay,
real. It's
okay.
gonna be a nice 720p OLED screen.
For 400, baby.
I don't think the handheld version of the resolution is that big of a deal, but that's just me.
720p though.
720p.
Though.
You're looking at a
Oh,
fucking
God.
No, but you know what?
But you gotta say,
Logan, no,
you're not
no,
looking
no,
at
no,
720p.
No, Logan. You can't do that. You can't do that because
No, you're not looking at 720p on a fucking 65-inch TV.
we
You're looking
got
at 720p on a
nope,
7-inch
no.
screen.
You're not getting away with that. We got phones that can do 4K and 1440p.
Yeah, my phone
phones.
is 4K.
No, you're not getting away with
My
Your
that.
cell
phone
phone
is
more than
$1,000
that.
fucking dollars
It
though. That's the
don't matter.
difference. Your phone is $1,000 or more. If you're looking at iPhones, you're looking at Galaxies, dude. They're like 1,000 plus. You're talking
Samsung
about
makes $200 phones with 1080p displays on that. Nintendo
Yeah.
can do it.
They can do it. Yeah. Yeah.
but
It's-
they
it's
won't.
I'll tell you more about it after the podcast.
I still think the OLED technology is still gonna make the screen look really good though.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be some
I
shiny
think-
ass 720p. I'm good. I'm for it.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Yeah.
super
Y'all gonna
resolution.
fucking buy it regardless.
Yeah, oh yeah, I'm gonna buy it for sure.
Everybody gonna buy it.
Oh yeah,
buy it.
especially if it has like better frame rates. Absolutely, fuck yeah, I'll buy it. That's the only thing I care about.
We shall see. Any other questions?
Nah, that's it. That's it for me.
All right, good show, guys. Shout out to the chat, all of you, all 160 of you who showed up with the questions and with the super chat. Yeah, we will see you guys on Sunday for the Xbox Showcase in the Bethesda. As always, Xbox is the best box. I am the best bot. Good night or good morning if you're on the other side of the globe. We're out of here. Peace.
Peace out.
Peace.
Peace.